I know. You know what? Astro- Astrology. Hey, welcome to the chat, you guys. Welcome to the chat. Papoose just got a little bit of time, just a little bit, little smudge of a time to vibe with y'all. Hey, purple, purple. Can y'all hear me? How's the sound? I think we might be okay with the sound. No, he didn't. He need to send it to me. I got to find his channel. You need to go copy the link and put it in the chat. You need to copy the link and put it in the chat. But you know what? Let me turn this down because I know y'all can hear it. Listen, all I want to know is who who's sending who to jail? How many times are they finna go through this? Why is it the same people? Why? Why? Watch your mouth. Why? Why is it always the same people? If it's not about the money, because it seems like they're still looking for the money. Then it's about who said what and who did what to each other. Right? Bookham is only surviving because he knows how to be strategic with his communication in messages with all of them. He know how to flip it. Did you hear him astrology? Did you hear him when he said he was just being sarcastic? Why? Why is he just now being sarcastic? Right? See, it's some messages that he wanted to play. He wanted to display, right? But he's ousting them to pin it Sharon Wimbush up against the wall. I like what better way to get the attention off of you is to tell your viewers, yeah, you're going to see me in the messages, right? But I was just being sarcastic. I can't, astrology, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I don't think that there's no way for, this is my opinion, for any of them to get themselves out of this goddamn entanglement that they have gotten themselves into. I really don't. You got, as of now in this episode, if y'all read my biology over there, you guys got the, I'm trying to keep up with the episodes and paint the picture for you, my narrative, right? So now you have where the cousin for the Levi is ousting and telling Sharon Wimbush she going to the penitentiary. And then you got Sharon Wimbush coming back saying that, well, they all finna lose their channel and they going to the penitentiary. I don't even know who's going to the penitentiary anymore. I'm trying to keep up with these stories for you guys. Okay. I don't understand why they just can't leave it at a roasting kind of game, because that's pretty much what they're doing. I don't agree with anybody getting the police or the feds or whoever involved in this garbage. In this garbage. Let's look at the whole picture. First of all, we can remember the paperwork being read. We can remember all of the names of the people that were in the paperwork. We can remember all of the people that were the team players in the Lifetime docuseries or in the Time's Up movement chants. We remember that, right? And wasn't none of these people out here. They done merged themselves inside of a story that wasn't necessary for them to do. The team players who came up against R. Kelly, took the stand against him. You don't hear their names anymore. Nobody's on that subject anymore at all. This shit then moved all the way over to Uranus somewhere because somebody has said something about somebody that didn't like them. I don't like what you said. I don't like what the picture you put up about me. Remember when you said this? Remember when you said that? I think that is basically all about the money. I think it's about the money that they couldn't find, the money that they couldn't manipulate a person who we know now through articles, which I'm going to show you, um, who's holding and supporting R. Kelly and taking care of things for R. Kelly's best interest. He couldn't be manipulated. He's ousted some of these people out here already, well, mainly one. But here's the entanglement with that, right? You have, if you check my community board, you had an interview done with Natasha Simonia, with, I assume, one of R. Kelly's friends, where he called in and R. Kelly said a few things about a Sharon Winbush. Okay, as far as he knows, he was trying to tell the public out here that he remembers, but that was a while back. And yes, R. Kelly said that she used to be, the nutritionist or the cook at some period of time. So that's out here. That's out here by R. Kelly from that channel over on Natasha Simonia. However, it wasn't the pick of the video for Booker. He used the other one. Okay, he found the other one. I'm glad I put it in the community, so that way at least it jogged his memory that, hey, Sharon Winbush is on a video call with Natasha Simone coming in behind. I think it's another video because I think she only dropped 3. I think there was like 3 of them, right? And R. Kelly was speaking on her for whatever that's worth, right? But now, this whole debacle with Cousin for the Levi and Sharon Winbush, I can't find why they're having it. It sounds like Cousin for the Levi is upset because Sharon Winbush might have found a little bit of closeness with Dubosky Gun. But if you guys can remember, way, way back, if he was going to get mad about anything, why did Cousin Levi get mad then? Because Sharon Winbush had been called in and was laughing and hee ha ha with Dubosky Gun. But now he's mad, I guess, because Sharon Winbush turned the dial and decide to, bring some for attention. She brought Cousin Levi, some attention to him. And he doesn't seem to like to have this type of attention brought to him to where the message is he's allegedly have stolen or billed $1 for the king and stolen some funds for it, or the defense was fake for him. Now, Bookham bags it up by saying that, no, these funds are in some interest-bearing holding account or whatever, and, it's at R. Kelly's arm reach, if he needs it. But I kind of want to go here, right? Because they definitely make it sounds like that it was all about R. Kelly money. And when I say they, I'm talking about all of them. Because every time you click on, it's something about either the money, it's something about who's all were involved, And it's something about let's turn this into a personal altercation. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But there was articles put out. I kind of want to believe the articles because these articles are coming from real journalists, people who actually go in and get the inside scoop, like for real, for real. Like these people out here, to me, don't have the inside scoop, right? But this one here is could possibly be a reason why you're hearing this Keith. What's his last name? Keith. I had his last name on my tongue. Why are you showing me this? Get this off of here. Right? Because the prosecutors have been, you know, allegedly looking for the money, or they assume that this is what happened to R. Kelly's money. But let you guys read this article with me, right? So now that they probably were under the assumption that, oh, R. Kelly does have more money out here or so, right? So let's get to arguing about it. Could be for two reasons. One is to manipulate or attempt to manipulate. So that's why you had that one phone call that was being played out here, right? With Keith saying some things about how either Don Russell or Sharon Wimbush, and he didn't, believe none of them. He think that they're both two of a kind and blah, blah, blah. So that tells me that there might have been some manipulative conversations going on in his ear on, well, we can do this and we can do that and you can do this and we can do that and, the intellectual property and the property this. I'm going to tell y'all something that I really did not know, and I was shocked to read that today. But according to this article here, I'm going to blow this up for y'all so that everybody can be aware that maybe this is why they all are arguing. Maybe if this Elizabeth Geddes, prosecutor, U.S. attorney, prosecutor, right? Didn't make it publicly known that some millions were funneled, that's the word that she used, to R. Kelly's childhood friend, whom they named in this article. And not only this one, it's in several articles. Maybe there just won't be many arguments out here about who's stealing the money or who's got the money, or who's tried to get close to the person being known to have the money. I think that this is all about chasing R. Kelly money. Just one scenarios. R. Kelly recently has access to millions of dollars from the sale of some of his music royalties and funneled them through a childhood friend around the time of his Mex trafficking trial last year. Prosecutor said this happened in the court. So all the people that was at court during R. Kelly's trial, they knew that something like this was out there. I don't know why. That's why they always talk about the money. Now, I don't know this to be true. I'm just saying that there were plenty articles that I came across of that could have led to a reason why people were reaching to get close to Keith. Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Geddes disclosed the claims during the singer's sentencing in the Brooklyn federal court just before a federal judge handed him the 30-year sentence. Kelly was convicted on the Mex trafficking charges back in September of that year following a 6-week trial. Geddes noted that Kelly through his R&B music, received revenue from two separate forms of intellectual property. Two separate forms of intellectual property. Now, I believe if I have the right article up, it's going to read that at this point, at this time during R. Kelly's trial, that a lot of his things were properly moved from his custody to the custody of someone whom he trusted very dearly. Okay. Now, this whole intellectual property and this whole storage and the situation about the you got the storage, you got the what do you call it, unreleased music. Listen, y'all, it gets crazy, but you guys already know this, right? It says that Geddes noted that Kelly, through his R&B music, received revenue from two separate forms of intellectual property. Why am I getting this pop up? One is from his masters. His masters. Who owns his masters? But you will sit out here and hear these people have a few arguments, debates, and carrying on about R. Kelly's masters when it says that Sony still owns those. The other is the rights to his composition and lyrics. Well, I wonder what happened to those, which Kelly personally held until August of 2021. This all happened the month that his trial began. But it tells us here that this would be the second form of what had happened. The other is the rights to his composition and lyrics. Okay. Well, what happened to the rights of his composition and lyrics? I have to go to the other story. Okay. That was just in that one. I'm getting stupid pop-ups. Let me stop the screen. Well, according to the other story, I'm going to bring it up. He sold them, according to the article. So what is it exactly are they looking for? It says he sold them. But you hear people out here saying that this person stole this and this person stole that and this person stole. I'm like, stole it from where? Where exactly are they getting this information from? Is what got me. Stole it from where? I think that, in my opinion, in the month that his trial started, because he knew, probably was advised that, hey, they're going to come after your money. I think he moved it in time to someone he dearly trusts, who was his childhood friend. I think it's on my YouTube channel, on my thing. I'm gonna find it though, right? But what are they trying to get? Because to me, it doesn't seem like that there's anything to get. There's nothing to get. And R. Kelly has chose the person of his interest to whatever was left or whatever got sold through the composition and the lyrics, right? Where they had to bring in revenue to afford attorneys for him and whatever else needed to be dispersed. But I think the money is safe. And I think that Keith is not going to allow any of these people, no matter what, to manipulate him into no type of side business or anything. I just don't. Hi, Wanda. But yet then they all sit out here and they argue amongst each other to so that it gets to the level to I'm sending you to jail. I'm sending you jail. Or yeah, I'm in this message with the Sharon Winbush, but guess what? I was only being sarcastic. Y'all fall for that shit if you want to, because no, that is so not true. I mean, I don't believe it. Okay. What do I believe? I believe that him as well immersed himself up into this and, laying in the bed, getting all the juice, okay, and trying to find some way, well, can I fit in? But the minute that these people found out it wasn't really nothing to get, right? Then they all just fell apart against each other. They just all fallen apart against each other. I, um, this whole Sharon and cousin for the lead, that shit funny as hell. Sharon Winbush is saying some things that maybe she's forgotten that. Okay, I mean, you talked about them too. Okay, you put the funny pictures up of them too, and so rightfully so, they do it back. Man, you got to take that shit up underneath the chin. Same way with them. They're doing it to each other. So who's going to jail? What, the person that reports it first and have the best story about a person? Listen to all of them. None of them drop you not one single citation of the law that these people have broken. What they break? What law other than what did they use? What did Sharon Winbush use? Harassment. Okay, misdemeanor. What laws are they using to that they find is illegal for the person to do, or what exactly have these people actually illegally done to each other than come on YouTube and talk about each other, or post up what the hell they all been doing behind the scenes. Like, what the fuck? Now, I'm going to find this other article, right? But I want to ask you guys this because I did not know this. The I Admit song. Do y'all know? Did y'all know? How many of y'all know that it wasn't until I heard, I think Bunjin talked about it. I did not know that my camera is flapping out. That he didn't put that album out. Did y'all know that? I did not know that. Well, let me let y'all read along in this article. I came across this and I was like, what? No way. No way. But it was also confirmed by Jennifer Bunjin too. I was like, are you serious? No. According to the I Admit song, it was, I guess, another stolen, unreleased music. Now, if you look it up, it's going to show you where there were two people involved at two different times creating the lyrics. So I was like, are you serious? What? Check this out. R. Kelly's lawyer on his I Admit It album. It's an unauthorized release of music. How many of y'all knew that? I am getting so many pop-ups. How many did y'all know that? I'm sitting over here, I'm rocking, right? But it goes to show you, boy, I did not know that. Okay. The singer lawyer adds that R. Kelly masters were stolen and that songs are often uploaded to the platform. Now, we all know who has put out the possibility of stealing, whom it was. He blames it on who? Over Don Russell. It ain't no way it could have been Azrael, Hannon's, or Angelo, anybody that went into that storage out there in, what is it, Oak Brook, Illinois, anybody that went into that, that can easily be discovered. That can easily be discovered if the people of the storage would be honest about it. I'm surprised that a journalist didn't go out there, somebody, who would want to know, right? And say, they can ask for the list of people who entered inside of the storage. They would be on videotape. All storages have security going in and out of them, right? And they are put up there to protect the interests of other people who rent storages from storage units. So I'm like, how could this be so difficult to find the findings of this when they say that they were stolen? Because they did say that a lot of this stuff, was up in the storage. Well, the feds went to the storage. Azrael was at the storage because she said that on the live. I remember her when she first came out, sitting somewhere at a windowsill or something or whatever, and she took them there. Well, she got left over into a hotel or something across the way from the storage room, because at first R. Kelly wouldn't let her go, but she knew where it was, and she was the one. Greenberg been to the storage. Who else been to the storage? Keith been to the storage. Who else? Keith says that. Well, no, Keith. Did Keith say that? Don, and somebody else. So many people has been up in this man's storage, right? But I did not know that I Admit is an unauthorized release music. Kelly's masters were stolen. Something that can be easily checked out. I don't know about now. The video or the security cameras might not exist. Usually, sometimes, well, yeah, that should have been easy to me to have been resolved about who stole this intellectual property. His masters, right, are often uploaded to the platforms, YouTube, without his approval. Okay. Now, y'all remember this when that whole shit started coming out. I think Sharon Winbush was involved, and she was yelling at somebody over there. The people there about the thing, and Don Russell, take it back. Sharon Winbush was out here like, take it back. Take it back. I'm like, give it back. Well, how did she verify that he had stolen the music? How did Bookham verify it? Like, did they get the list? Did they get to see the video camera? And who told them? Because they could have been told and given a name to get it up off of them, whoever else was, at the storage. That's crazy. R. Kelly lawyer said an album uploaded to Spotify and Apple Music on Friday was not authorized by the singer. And nothing was done except for some of the platforms pulled it down immediately after they put it on their platforms. But I remember a lot of people were sitting out here saying, like, you hear that song? And it was like some different songs that Bookham was playing that nobody ever heard before. I really didn't pay much attention to it. It's like, whatever. So the 13-track set called I Admit, it was released on Friday, appearing on streaming platforms as a new album. But hours after it was released, it was no longer available. It was an unauthorized release of music. I'm like still in shock because I did not know that. I seriously thought that, okay, well, he wrote it maybe, but he just didn't release it. Somebody else had stolen the information and released it. It kind of made it seem like that some of the lyrics or so would have not been R. Kelly's taste to put out, because he goes on to say in here in an audio, which I'll play for you, he would have never named an album I Admit. That's what he said, right? He's like, look, I would name an album I Admit. So I was shocked. It's like, dang, it's an unauthorized release of music. It's stolen music, attorney Jennifer Bonjean had told the Hollywood Reporter. Bonjean says that a police report was filed some time ago because his masters were stolen. Now, we can all, I guess, relate to that, jog your memory. This when the scene came out and Don Russell had a van or something, and of course, and he says some 8 acts or whatever them box things were stolen, and they broke into his truck. Remember that? So, I don't. Maybe, to my understanding, this is how I feel about this. Truthfully, I feel like this is also a story that had to be put into play because this is just my opinion, okay? Because they was coming at his money, y'all. They was coming at his money. So I feel this, that these people at the beginning, you do have to create this type of storyline or whatever to protect whatever was left for R. Kelly's intellectual property. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know why, but I do. I feel like that's what the hell went on, at the beginning. There's no way there, to me, that, I don't know, and I could be wrong, that a Don Russell just walked up somewhere inside of a goddamn storage that has security cameras in it, loaded up all of this stuff out of there, and his van gets broken into. They took this, they didn't take that. He said that he had already done, moved the stuff. They didn't get what they thought that they were going to get, but he blamed that incident on Angelo Clarion or some other people. Now, remember, after that, Bookham come out and he get to talking, analyzing the video, right? Saying that wasn't his son or that wasn't him. He literally protected Angelo in that scene, in that episode that we went through, right? So that there made everything a little bit more confusing as well, because now it's like, well, okay, the way that Bookham moved in on that, right? It left the community of people to just be looking only at Don Russell, because Bookham came out strategically to, say that wasn't Angelo then. I don't know how he would have known, because he wasn't there, make it seem to me like, he got a phone, Bookham called Angelo, and they start, conveying information, and Angelo probably set forth like, oh, I need you to do this and blah, blah, blah to get me up out of this part, bam, here go a little bit of this here, and all of a sudden the drop went totally on Don Russell. It's like, oh, okay. We're not going to have both of them investigated. We just going to do one of them. We going to take, Angelo out the picture. Because, Don Russell did say some things that got stolen. Whatever happened to that, nobody knows. Nobody knows whether if it was a police report done on it or was there an investigation behind it. Nobody knows. So it says here, Bonjean says that a police report was filed some time ago because the masters were stolen. So now we know how we got into that episode of all of this arguing and all of this blaming on who took the masters. Then keep in mind also at that time, to me, it's very understanding that Keith was the person of interest also to protect R. Kelly's property. So did Keith fumble somewhere? What happened? Is there a police report saying that the storage got broken into? Because, Keith's story was about, he went to the storage and it was in a ramshack, and, nobody told Don to go there, and all of that stuff, right? The stuff is weird. It is so freaking weird. Like, you mean to tell me that, well, he said he got a phone call, to come down here or something, and R. Kelly's, property was getting all mushy and torn and wet and all of that stuff up in there. But storage units are usually kept dry, other than the people going in there and ramshacking a whole bunch of stuff. So it's like, well, Bookham's story was that he called Keith because they got in contact with him, telling him that there was some pieces of this and that left over in the freaking storage. So then he rushed out to Keith. Now, I'm like, now, wait a minute. You, I was on Keith's side with this, right? I'm like, hell, they know to contact him. Keith asked that in that audio. How they know the contact? Oh, because he introduced himself allegedly as this godson, and and so they gave him as much information as they could, and then he told them these police officer or whoever would, well, I'll get in touch with so and so. He gets in touch with Keith, but Keith is suspicious too. Like, who would call you? But mind you, let's roll the tape back, right? If we go back, who was all entangled in this from the beginning? The Angelo breaking into the van, the Don Russell rolling around with some stuff in his van that wasn't really proven. He just came out here and threw this goddamn scene out that was R. Kelly. This was this, and a lot of the stuff he said was his, right? So, and it just went on from there. It's so easy to speculate and throw a whole nother episode out here. I like the episodes. I don't know about y'all. I'd be over here cracking up. But it says that when he was arrested, he had studio equipment that was taken. Now, one thing we can't identify out here is whether if it was some microphones and stuff like that, because if these people would come on their channels and you can identify the microphones that they're on, maybe one of them looked like R. Kelly's. That was a joke, though. I'm just playing, trying to lighten y'all up in the chat. Okay. I'm just saying. She said, his masters are missing. The music is somewhere out there. But who has it and who has profited off it? Okay. Who's profited off it? And once again, the only theory that you have out here is pretty much bookers saying that, or, Don Russell, I guess, took all the music over into California. Now, mind you, that Keith guy has been out here. I'm sure he's been listening. You even heard Don Russell himself says, all of this stuff is go take it over to California. Ain't nobody getting those goods unless it's going to the right person, and I guess that would be R. Kelly. But I'm sitting here thinking about, now Keith is here in this. Well, Keith, on here it says that some things were stolen. Or maybe it's not in Keith's interest to go after to find out where Mr. Kelly goods were taken and retrieve those things back. I couldn't understand that. So now this story continues on. It just goes on and on and on. But there's a person of interest that is a childhood friend of R. Kelly that has been put in place to protect all of his interests. But yet then we have a story out here by Bookham saying that, Don Russell has done this with the music, this with the music, and this with the music. Then we also, like I say, have the people out here was like, you hear that song? I was, no, what song? Well, I mean, I don't know every song of R. Kelly's to say whether if this was unreleased or not. I don't know. He's got too many of them. I don't remember all them songs, right? So, and I look and it's like, we ain't heard that song. Where can get that song from? How much the fuck if I know? Shit. Okay, so that's what it says. Who has profited off it? So I'll go in on YouTube and I can type unreleased music of R. Kelly's. Some of them, it may be like 40-something songs. Some maybe 20-something songs. And out of all of those, I can tell you, I probably know 3 of them out of the list that somebody might be playing. So I don't know. You say, here's the thing, though. They point the fingers at people that they don't know, but the ones playing in his, okay. I'm saying, but it said it all got uploaded out here too. So I can see people copying it and downloading it too for their own personal use. So, but they say we don't know entirely. I admit included a 19-minute track. 19 minutes. 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 I Admit It, which Kelly released in 2018 on SoundCloud. Well, this time the song was broken up into three parts to close the album. So, Rated R, I'm glad you're here because I know you know most of his, music and how, what years and the things that it played out. Why is it saying here, basically for the title, that it's an unauthorized release of music? So, is it fair to say here in 2018, yeah, he wrote it and he dropped it on SoundCloud, but wouldn't that be contradicting the title saying that it's an unauthorized release of music? See, the title is saying it's an unauthorized release of music, but then you come down here, it's saying that Kelly released it in 2018 on SoundCloud. And then it goes on to talk about the song was broken up into three parts to close the album, as he sings about sexual abuse claims against him. So that's where I'm confused. I'm like, well, did he write it? Did he release it? Was it stolen? And then other people released the song? But then there's an audio with him saying that I would have never, titled an album, I Did It, I Admit It. The album features songs like The Last Man Standing, The Freaky Sensation. The album also included the upbeat dance favorite songs like Got It, Good Old Days. On Planet, he sings about the current state of the world, police fighting police. Now, I can't lie, because that's where I heard Planet from, that I actually never heard it, because probably didn't play that whole album. I probably had a select of songs that I liked, and that was Dabowski. I was like, okay, well, I like that song, Planet. Yeah, okay. So the digital credits showed that Kelly wrote each of the songs along with D. Johnson, receiving producer's credit. Bonjean said she spoke to Kelly on Friday about the release. She said this has happened in the past. So you mean to say that R. Kelly music has been getting stolen for quite some time now? She's saying that this is something that happened in the past, his stuff getting stolen, where his unauthorized music is uploaded online. Now, who would be doing unauthorized music? It had to be people that was on the inside, correct? All of his people that was working around him, the engineers and so on and so forth. Who was getting their hands on his music that he would put in a vault and seal it, and someone else is having access to it to drop it? Definitely would have to have been people very close around him. And I can see now, the truth to R. Kelly when he was saying that, he was firing people and people getting mad at him, and then they come back and try to sue him because he's out there trying to make the music and then protect the music. Just crazy. This is crazy. So it says he kind of it's like, yeah, this has been going on. That's Jennifer Bonjean repeating what R. Kelly response was when she asked him about this music stuff. So he says, I'm not surprised. Well, Bonjean said of Kelly's response to the unofficial release. But of course, it's upsetting. It's very upsetting to see your body of work out there in that way. Oh, and we know the rest. Kelly was sentenced to the 30 years, right? Isn't that crazy? But Legacy Recordings, Sony label that handles the archives of Sony-owned labels, including Columbia, Epic, and RCA, was the label listed in the digital platforms for the album. But a representative for the Legacy said it did not issue this music. meaning that they had nothing to do with that, and they don't know how music is getting uploaded. So Sony and RCA, they dropped Kelly in 2019, Weeks of Viral. You guys know the rest for the surviving R. Kelly story. But this is so confusing. Like, did he write it? Did he release it? Was it stolen and put out on platforms unbeknownst to him? This is just crazy. But this became another part of where'd you go? 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 So weird, right? Now, let me stop sharing right quick. Where's my button at? Where's my button at? Where? Oh, I don't even see it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me get that off of here. Okay. Before I accidentally hit something else, let me let Rated R up because Rated R be getting it in. Add to the stage. There we go. What up, buddy? Now listen, I'm finna tease at you, right?
What's up?
Check it. Just because you booed up don't mean you can disappear.
Hey, look
We
here, man.
know that.
Hey,
All
look
right,
here.
what's going on? So stop. Can't stand when people
Hey,
boo
look
up.
here, man.
He's gone. What?
Hey, listen, man. Let me tell you. I just been working, handling my business, man. It ain't about all that gushy, mushy stuff, man.
Whatever.
Rated,
Congratulations on.
rated R is still rated R.
I'm like, look at him, check him out. Just because I don't post behind it don't mean I don't see it. Congratulations, whatever. Come on. Okay.
Baby.
So give me your input. Give me your thought. Yeah, tell me, what do you think? All of this, what we see now going on, which is just comedy to me. Now they want to talk
Uh,
about each other, send each other to jail.
it's
You responsible for this. You did that. I'm like, this shit is crazy, Rated R.
it's definitely have become comical because let me tell you the main objective is understanding that R. Kelly is the subject. R. Kelly has been the subject for going on 7 years now.
7.
7 years, okay. All right, so when it comes down to all the things that you have certain individuals who have been pointing out and wanting to talk about, such as you talk about the music being released, it's really crazy how you have certain individuals who like to target people that they don't know, and most of them don't even know R. Kelly. So the whole thing in a nutshell is, how is it that you want to point the finger of somebody who executive produced or is the A&R behind something that
Mm-hmm.
is working with R. Kelly, that
Mm-hmm.
knows R. Kelly,
For
but
years.
but you niggas is out here playing R. Kelly's unreleased shit. Not to mention, you got a whole nigga who ran his mouth on his YouTube talking
Mm.
about how they got the storage and all this shit, but you want to keep on trying to point the finger at a Don Russell.
Make it make sense. I can't understand that.
Let me tell you something, Pap. The shit is so comical because these niggas keep coming out here running their motherfucking mouth, acting like they not involved in some fucked up ass shit involving R. Kelly. And I want to let it be known because I'm right here on your platform and you can tell the catfish. Let me tell you something, catfish. Yeah, because I meant to say this on my own motherfucking channel. I'm not checking for you. I don't like your voice. That shit sound cringe. I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm gonna bring the pressure so fucking hard to keep making you niggas tell on yourselves. Cause that's exactly what the fuck you niggas is doing.
It's
The
crazy.
main objective, as y'all niggas out here keep trying to talk this law talk shit and understand that the fucking law really fucking did fucking R. Kelly wrong, and you
Mhm.
niggas was a part of it.
Mhm.
It ain't no way around it. So when y'all niggas talk that the law broke the law shit, look at the motherfucking people on the YouTube streets who been fucking doing the damage working with the law.
And just going in circles. And nobody. It's like they help each other in one sense, and then turn around and fight at each other.
Yo,
It's
the crazy shit
weird.
they act like they don't know each other, but know damn well who they. You got a nigga like you get on Bookham all the time. This nigga motherfucking talking about a motherfucking a ghost.
Yeah.
A ghost of motherfucking this, a ghost of motherfucking that. The crazy shit is, if this motherfucker is a ghost, then how the fuck that means not only are you niggas what does cousin Levi call the sector now? A cesspool. Not only have you niggas have tainted the whole process in life and due process of motherfucking R. Kelly. And
Hmm.
we're not gonna just stop with him either, because there's some other people that y'all done infected too. And that's the crazy thing. You got people who claim that they support R. Kelly, but then want to target other people to get them in the court of law. And we have seen this shit play out. We've
Yeah.
seen Bookham and Sylvia in the fucking court of law. We've seen Sylvia and Dennis in the court of law. We've seen Hollywood Next and Sylvia in the court of law. Let's stop fucking playing games, because let me tell you something, network. I'm not fucking playing with you.
The way that he started off with reading Sharon Winbush messages, he was in there with them. That was him and her. But then you
So,
come out
so,
and
so,
say,
Pap, can I
well,
ask a
you're gonna
question?
read my messages. You're gonna see me talking to this ghost. All of
So,
this was way long ago. But then you come out to say, well, my part, I was being sarcastic. What?
okay, so let me ask this
What?
question. If if he's saying that that's the truth, because now we gotta understand that a nigga like Bookham was mixed in the media. He went on the fucking news platform and told a fucking lie to the fucking public. They did not vet who he was.
No.
They did not motherfucking check his credentials to see if he was telling the truth. So that means if he's saying that Sharon isn't who the fuck she is, now we got to figure out who the fuck
Who
was
do
on them
you?
fucking major platforms
Yeah,
speaking as
yeah,
Sharon Winbush then.
yeah, yeah. Facts.
So now I got to say this. For all the mental distraught people that has watched this shit play out for years and years and years, I mean, is there any grounds for a class action lawsuit against the fucking media outlets for letting this shit go on the way it's been going on? Because I mean, at this point, you have had you I've said this before and I'll say it again. You come on here numerous of times defending your identity, but defending who you are from motherfuckers who don't know you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's the same pattern that has motherfucking trickled down fucking hill that started with Robert Kelly. These motherfuckers don't know him. And the ones that are in the mix that do know him, we gotta know that they gotta be the ones that's motherfucking calling the shots, pushing the buttons for these motherfuckers to come out here and doing the things that they're doing.
Yeah. You wanna let me tell you about this argument. Well, this whatever they got going on, the cousin for the Levi and the Sharon Winbush. And let me know if I'm wrong. But they all are screaming now for the Sharon Winbush to show herself, correct?
Uh-huh.
Am I right or wrong that the cousin for the Levi, I feel like he didn't start showing himself until after R. Kelly's conviction, somewhere close around there, because of course he ran that theme song, Levi, show your face. That was
But let me
playing
but let
all
me ask you a
along.
question, Pap. Let me
So
ask
that
you a
was
question.
weird to me.
Let me ask you a question, Pap.
Yeah.
What cousin of yours do you know that's screaming to the public that they supporting you, that they want to see you get justice, but the whole time they working with the fucking prosecution, my nigga? And let me tell you something, the people that's in the chat, don't sit here and act like it ain't facts, because it is facts. That nigga been working with the prosecution the whole time. Him, Dana J, motherfucker, I can name some more people. So don't sit here and act like your day is not gonna come for all your shit to be fucking exposed. Because like I told Angelo, when he was in my DM that I am the nigga that will expose you niggas. Understand what's happening. When
Mm.
I told you that the motherfucking smoke was coming, it been coming out here. Y'all niggas been out here every day, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga like me, I don't have to talk no law talk. And you got people out here, and I've heard it. I heard people call you dumb, Pap, try to
Well,
call you
I think if
slow,
they're going to be
all that
sending
shit.
each other to jail, I like to know under what statute, like what was violated. None of them are citing anything that will give probable cause for them to even be picked up. What are you gonna do? He roast me, or she roast me, or she put my
Right.
picture up? That's some weird shit. Yeah, they all done ran in the mud of the laws, but none of them cite what a violation is at pertaining to what law are you using? What are you using? I just don't get that. And,
I,
and
I,
first of all, I don't even know why people want to keep calling the police and stuff. What is this shit is all about? Calling the police for because somebody is roasting and coming after you. Even though I don't think nobody's going nowhere. I think it's just all shits and fucking giggle, basically. Like what
I
the
mean, yeah, I mean that's what it really has become. It has become the battle of who can bring the most weirdest drama, messiest content. That's
Mhm.
what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And my whole thing is in anything that we have seen and learned throughout the whole 7 years of this whole situation, none of it is equaling out to freeing R. Kelly. You
Mhm.
got a motherfucker who is selling fucking cakes and pies and fucking cookies, I think, and motherfucking telling you that motherfucking this person is involved, this person is involved, that person is involved. Somehow your name might get motherfucking thrown in there, and ain't none of that shit landed in the fucking attorney's fucking office to be used in the court of law. All this shit is for fucking content, nigga. Matter of
It
fact, that
definitely for content, yeah.
that bakery Jack told me straight out of her mouth that her agenda was to fucking beat out Tasha
And her ratings and the views, you break.
views, likes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is this right here. Niggas come out here acting like they ain't got no motives on why they doing what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is, you know, a guy like R. Kelly, celebrity status. First of all, don't none of us know what his financial business is like that, except for what has been put out there. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it still ain't really our business. But he has law representation. If it's any lawyers that you should talk about, it's the ones who motherfucking fumbled in the fucking beginning and motherfucking leaked his fucking information out here to the motherfuckers out here that's been motherfucking running their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is he's got attorneys in place right now. Has anybody came out and said the attorney gave me this assignment? Has the attorneys came out and said we have given a set of people of assignments to bring information out here to the public through the way of via YouTube? I don't
Mm-hmm.
think we have heard that. So
I,
my whole thing is when you hear a fucking motherfucking Larry McGee come out his face talking about R. Kelly's in the fucking hole,
yeah,
he been in the hole for a year. My
I
whole thing
can't
is, nigga, how
no,
the
it's
fuck do you
not.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you hear niggas say that shit, and you supposed to have real R. Kelly supporters on top of shit, you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be able to shut that shit the fuck down. You got a lot of people out here who has made motherfucking shit more damage, not only towards R. Kelly, but in the midst of everything, people has been selectively been getting targeted and having to motherfucking either dismiss themselves off of YouTube, dismiss themselves off of social media completely, all because of the same activity and patterns that they ran on R. Kelly. Straight like that.
Yeah. I think that the witness tampering went in the wrong direction. That's how I feel about that. I think that those two guys did more witness tampering than anybody. I think when you're calling up these people who were involved in R. Kelly's case is your witness tampering, but somehow it got flipped to this. One side over here is terrorist groups, and he was witness tampering, like he wasn't doing anything no more different than what they were doing. What maybe because he would call somebody
Okay,
up,
so
you
so check
know,
so check this out, Pap.
that
So now
was
you got to think about who might be the puppet master behind the scenes that's making them push the narrative of R. Kelly supporters being terrorists, and you got somebody
right.
who got. Okay, so now I look at the parents. I look at somebody like a Jerry Curl. Jerry
Uh-huh.
Curl came out here and got real comfortable with the step cousin. And my
Uh-huh.
whole thing is, I don't understand how the hell he got comfortable with somebody like that when he never even mentioned
Well,
a step cousin at all.
they give you that excuse, and Bookham give you that excuse too, that, well, you should be able to talk to them. It's okay to talk to them. It's okay to chill with them. It's okay. And I was like, really? I maybe in a passerby you wave, but do you really sit there and convey with them on something where your closest kin folks, or whatever they call R. Kelly to them, is going through this situation? It was very easy for that person to also convince you that, hey, this is happening to my daughter, because I've heard the cousin for the Levi say plenty of times that I can understand what his daughter is going through, and if it was your daughter, I mean, that's the obvious, but still, the way that he said it, he makes it seems like that, the savage, or is absolutely correct, and R. Kelly has done something to this young lady. It's like, well, I didn't hear him argue like R. Kelly said that I don't have a cult, or I don't have a basement. What are you talking about? Like, I never heard him.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
Yeah, I
I
can hear
think
you.
I'm in a bad place right now.
Okay, I can hear you though.
Can
It's
y'all
just
still hear
it's
me?
yes, I can hear you. It's weird to me that this has left from where it originally started from, and that was the community, the people out here getting introduced amongst all of the other ladies that created this stuff against R. Kelly. The Kiddies, the Ashanti McGee's, all of those people came out here and put R. Kelly in this predicament that led to a docuseries movie that led to the entire fucking world to judge him. How did it lead from that to individuals here in this community? It's I'm sorry, it's weird to me. How did it get, why did it get here? Is it only because of so many people were trying to get involved, and because they didn't get involved to the level where they wanted to have this appearance out here, that they had to create all of this distraction and arguments amongst each other? The weirdest shit ever to me. The
I
weirdest.
mean, it is the weirdest shit ever.
That is how R. Kelly got into this predicament. These young ladies came out. This docu series dropped on him. The world hated him. He had to go to trial on all of these allegations. None of these people out here were in that.
That's my thing. But my whole thing is, how do you have the young ladies again sit down with the same journalists that R. Kelly sat down with, and they straight told the world the absolute truth,
Mm-hmm.
and then turn around and she get drove or flown to Las Vegas to a family that she don't know?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is this right here, Pap. The main objective for anybody who claimed that they were R. Kelly supporters was to point out the mishaps of what the fuck was happening to him. So my
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is, from the beginning, day one of his New York trial, It was released on multiple social media platforms, major platforms,
Mm,
that man's information was indeed leaked and breached. So
definitely.
at the end of the day, when you saw that the lawyer, his counsel at the time, wasn't pointing that out, it should have been the supporters' duty to make a real loud noise on social media, like they make real loud noise about everything else.
Okay, pause. Because Sharon Winbush was pushing that hard. But then the distraction came somewhere. And then her subject changed. I was like, I thought you was pushing this and you were trying to get people to contact and you were, and so how do we get, it's a new
Like
episode
again,
every week.
the main question is who told you to come out here and tell people to write the White House? Who told you
Well,
to come out here
like I
and tell
pointed
people to
out
write the
earlier,
DOJ?
I pointed it out earlier though, rated R. Natasha Simone did that live. We have to go back there where Sharon Winbush was on there, and Natasha even said that it got verified by R. Kelly. I can replay this, let you hear it.
Right.
Now, that's where I'm starting at with this. Okay. So now I'm thinking, well, oh, how did she come across Natasha Simone channel? How did she, to be able to call in let me let you hear, this shit. Let me see if I can get it up.
The portion of the conversation that Robert had with Rick Party,
Rick
where he
Party.
was talking about the emails, these leaked emails, and the BOP officer and blogger Tasha K. I just wanted to know if you can share just a little bit more on the investigation that did take place, and like where do we go from here?
Well, everybody should know
This is what you're talking about.
there was a formal investigation. When his BOP records were noticeably illegally accessed, the warden of the jail actually contacted the Department of Justice, and within the Department of Justice, there is the Office of the Inspector General. And a gentleman by the name of Matthew Lee did an investigation, put an
I never heard
affidavit
of
in
that
to
name
get
until she mentioned it. Matthew Lee started this investigation and put it in the affidavit. And it's a lot of stuff that you would hear Sharon Winbush speak on here. And I guess it was, kept secretly because, if you know some of these things and if these things are true as to what she is saying and putting out here
But you want
over
to
the
know, but you want
air,
to
and
know
there's
what's
the
crazy
proof
though.
to that.
I don't even mean to cut you off, but you want to know
No.
what's even more crazy is that
Mhm.
you have these same individuals who push out what you say is seem to be positive information, but
Mhm.
then they spend a lot of time wanting to critique what other people's efforts are when it comes down to bringing information, when it comes down to freeing R. Kelly, the reasons why he should be freeing R. Kelly. Because if I'm not mistaken, I do believe the word bestiality
Uh,
was in the vocabulary of Miss Winbush.
mm.
Now, why would you mix that word and lifestyle with somebody that you claim that you support and that you want to get due justice? My whole thing is the whole blueprint. They already talked about this. Is my thing right here. That again, from a common sense level, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm
Mhm.
speaking from.
Mhm.
They accused that man of conspiring his 2008 trial, meaning he rigged it up. He
Correct.
paid people off. All this, that, and the other. And
Yep.
that is the trial where he had forensics, all the things that basically awarded him his acquittal. So my
Mhm.
whole thing is to go and know that he was accused of that. He was accused of conspiracy, and he was found not guilty of that. But then y'all want to support somebody who put a book out here on some shit. But a lawyer from back in 2008's trial came out here and already told the public that it was a fake ass tape. But y'all still want to keep it stuck in your brain that R. Kelly did these things. Make that shit make sense. When that man had a lawyer representing him in 2008 and came out here and told the fucking public that it wasn't him, they couldn't prove it, and they used the same fucking tape against him,
Mm-hmm.
make that shit make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if R. Kelly was trying to make it make sense, he says this just feels like double jeopardy on me. How could this happen to me? But that was left up to his attorney to, it's like, hey, you got to break this down and make him understand. And as such, I believe that she did. They did a strategic move against him. Like what was done. She got, according to the stuff out here on YouTube, she got paid this, she was told that, she was told, well, if you don't do it, we're gonna lock your parents up, we're gonna do this. So her hands were tied, and yeah, here come this whole, let's bring her back into court now. So that was a difficult way to for the attorneys, in my opinion, to maneuver around it. They just could not find a way to maneuver within the law around what the prosecutors were doing.
Well,
And it,
you gotta understand that his lead attorney in New York was a former prosecutor. Now, I ain't no knock to nobody that's a former prosecutor turned defense attorney. But my
yeah,
whole thing is right here. When you
yeah,
think about where she come from, when I think about where the step cousin is at, and a
uh-huh.
couple of other people, it sounds like it was a hidden agenda.
A hidden agenda for what? Just to keep R. Kelly in jail? What
Well,
has R. Kelly done to these people? When I came on Rated R, it's obviously ain't no money for them to get. Is this
no, let me tell you something. It ain't no money for them to get when it comes down to what he's locked in with for as his music business is
but it's
concerned.
money to be
But
made
but
off of
but
his
but check this out
music
though.
here?
This is where the dominoes fall at.
Uh-huh.
R. Kelly is a household name. So
Yeah.
basically, like a wildfire out here, they telling people go and grab as much as you possibly can using this man's name,
Name.
knowing that I'm not saying he's not in a position to sue people for that.
Mhm.
He's in a position to go after the people who's already done it. I'm talking about the main platforms that basically, you know what I'm saying, did those things to him. But when you got people out here that is just maliciously using his name for
Mhm.
content, and they getting dollars off of it, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be up to him and his legal team if they want to take action against that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when there is a constant arguments around his name. So you can tell, like, if you put R. Kelly in there, or there's a scene or a part about R. Kelly, and then it's pointing fingers at the other and the other person and the other person and the other person. I guess that's how you bring it together, the context, the context of how his name is being used just to get this view. Even though, it's not really about R. Kelly, but we gonna have his name in the title. We're gonna bring some parts in about what was stolen from him and who's doing this and who's going to jail. But really, it's not about R. Kelly, like you said. It's just using his name somewhere. But they have their own personal involvement that is insane to me. It just should not be happening. But they just have cycles of it. They have seriously cycles of it. Now you got Sharon Winbush. She's on her rampage with Drunken Larry, and Drunken Larry is on the rampage with her. Then you got the cousin Levi on the rampage with Sharon Winbush, and she finna go to prison. And then you got Hey Boopy, and then you got, it's just a cycle. And then somewhere Bookham is steady squeezing in the middle of it. As much as he try to dig himself out, he just keep on rotating right back in. It's just crazy. How you doing, love?
It
Yeah.
really is crazy. It's crazy to the point where, again, You had certain individuals who, again, has really took it upon themselves
Mm-hmm.
to, you know, dive in the man instead of sticking to, the litigation or sticking to his music.
Mm-hmm.
You have people who have dived all the way in
Mm-hmm.
to what they perceive to be a part of his personal life, and they ain't don't know him,
And that,
don't know him
right.
one
That's what
bit.
makes it all weird. But you can't tell them that they don't know them because hell, they be ready to send your ass to jail. Okay, you can know all about them, whatever.
I can tell these niggas more of how they are involved than
Uh-huh,
they done told their own selves and their own platforms out of the last 7 years.
uh-huh.
See, that's how straightforward I like to go with shit. Because let me tell you right now, Pap, all we have been seeing for the past 7 years is
Yeah,
a bunch of ring around the rosy bullshit.
exactly. It's like what's the game? Duck, 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 goose. You it.
Yeah, yeah.
Duck, you it. Like what the fuck? I be waiting for it though. I ain't gonna lie. Be like, okay, what's this week?
That's why I mean I get it. Laugh at that shit. 'Cause that shit is funny.
Oh, oh my God. I'm like, and it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. However, right now you have Bookham sitting on the throne where he's riding the roller coaster alone now and putting it where this is all of their shit. Just keep me out of it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't doing
He's
this.
a
I ain't doing that. I'm
he's
like,
a he's a rabbit ass lie. That
that's
nigga
kind of
know
hard to
he
do.
listen. He see from east to west. He can't even see straight. So
He just,
understand this. That nigga is lying his ass off.
well,
Every time when
tonight,
he hit that live button, he lie. Not
tonight was
live.
an
He
example.
lie.
Tonight was an example of it because I'm like, well, you keep saying I ain't in it. As long as y'all don't say my name, keep me out of it. But yet then he puts up an entire thread of him conversating with Sharon Winbush some time ago to come back to say that, well, y'all, you see the part of me talking to Sharon Winbush, I was just being sarcastic. What? I'm still like stumbled with what? You was being, how does that excuse you from being in the conversation with Sharon Wimbush? Because you was being sarcastic. Oh, okay. But you're still in the conversation. You do know that. Even though he really tried to pull himself out of it. Like, nah, bro, you up in that conversation. You need to stop. The shenanigan boy, stop. But and he thinks that he is so good too. Like, boy, you ain't good with that. Stop. But bring them on, because you know me, I got to laugh at it. But still, back to the Sharon Wimbush. You do have her, like I say, out here, and she was promoting herself to be, I guess, this spokesperson for R. Kelly. You know,
Well, my whole thing is when I think about how um the campaign was put together. See, it's more than just see. We talk about the mainstream media playing a part of R. Kelly's downfall, but then we have to look at the campaign that was put together to sabotage. The reasoning of the what they say the court of public opinion. Now
mhm,
check this out. At one point in time, you had a nigga named Daryl Tracy Baby Powder Johnson that was supposed to be a spokesperson for R. Kelly, crisis manager, real estate
right.
nigga, fraud. Anyway, every time when he had a press conference with him and Steve Greenberg and whoever else was around, you had a set of family members who was always there in attendance that wanted to show off in front of the fucking camera.
Hmm.
Now, I find it mighty funny that them motherfuckers, just like and let me tell you something, and I can talk to them like this. I can talk to them like this. Because them niggas been trying to get a check for a long time. See, when they was down there at that Kelly's restaurant down there in Atlanta back in 2007, and they was trying to get some motherfucking money off of a motherfucking spot that they been eating for them for years, but
Mm-hmm.
then try to say that they mysteriously got sick. Let me tell you something. How is it that none of them ain't got no cases against R. Kelly in the
Yeah.
court of law,
Yeah.
but they was the number one voice
Mm-hmm.
in the campaign out here in secondary media, such as YouTube, and then their little projects that they was doing, and because you know they had channels too. So my whole thing is, if it's anybody that is behind the scenes in the boardrooms with the network members, it's them parents. And yeah, you damn right, they should be held accountable for this bullshit that's been going on for the past 7 years.
Yeah. They put out a lot of stuff that just wasn't true, So yeah, I don't
Gonna
know
try
what
to say they
happened
ain't
to
try
the
to. They did.
John.
How you gonna say? How you gonna say that y'all did not try to extort that man and y'all didn't ask that man for money? Videos came out here surface asking for that man for money.
What are you talking about? The 250,000 is all he had to
Yeah,
do. Give us a two
it's,
hundred and fifty
and
thousand.
see that's what I'm saying.
I wonder
If
what
you want to
happened.
talk about ineffective counsel,
Yeah.
you want to talk about ineffective counsel.
Uh,
That's the reason why I say it was interest because you had the conference, you had the government witness number 5, Azrael Miss Clary,
hmm
Brown, R. Kelly's defense attorney. You had who was seeing Mr. Kelly often. He was housed in the MCC. See all that shit right, conflict of interest, and for her to have been put on the witness stand, I'm wondering why the lead of counsel didn't pull up that CBS Mornings news clip and
hmm
show it to the damn court and booted her ass up off the fucking stand.
And yeah, and
Because we all know that when it comes down to his convictions in New York, her testimony
and
played a very big part in his
and all
conviction.
of that probably was there. It probably was there, but how do you get past what the judge wouldn't allow? I'm almost feeling. I just feel like that it was there when we talk about if we're gonna stick with Bonjean representing the case. I feel like that it was there. I do, but at some point, how do you get past a judge not allowing and agreeing with the prosecutor
Well, I
saying
guess, I guess,
I
I guess
don't
now.
want to allow that to be argued or to be shown to the public? You know,
Well, I guess now you got to look at that, and people can get in their feelings, and I know it's probably gonna be some commentary about it. You know, when
mhm,
it comes down to the news that was just put out there sometime today about R. Kelly's team asking for clemency from President Trump, and I'm gonna
mhm,
say it like this: if President Trump can motherfucking go against the motherfucking government and do it for himself, whatever for whatever reasons, why
uh-huh,
can't R. Kelly do it?
yeah,
Because obviously our president, regardless if you like him or not, if he calling out some corrupt shit or some corrupt behavior within the Justice Department, how come R. Kelly can't?
yeah. And he's not asking. I mean, he's not asking for much. Grant me this, I'll keep the conviction, but let's put in a time serve on this and let me out. It's
I mean
basically
that
what he's
man that
asking.
man willingly surrendered and did not fucking get no bond. And the
Yeah.
thing about it is this right here. See, Bookham can talk all that bullshit about how he ain't involved,
Mhm,
but him, the step cousin, the infamous one, and a
mhm,
few others. I believe they was motherfucking the ones who pushed the idea for a motherfucking defense fund. And let me understand something. Let me just put a little education out there. That shit right there disrupted a whole lot of chances of him getting a bond before he was the 2 years when we was dealing with COVID. That
mhm.
man should have been able to been out on bond. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about.
You know how that story went, that the Bookums and them over there blamed it on, it was the protests because, well,
Bullshit.
Chicago, but that center gets locked down for all kind of reasons, but they made it as if that, and of course somebody put it in the paper, that they got locked down. Ronnie both said it. They got locked down because of the R. Kelly fans down there. I'm like, what? It was COVID also. So,
And that's another thing. And we done already talked about this. And that's another thing too. You got these damn so-called inmates
yeah,
coming out here on social media and shit, talking, running their lips,
yeah.
and then late night, I don't know if they motherfucking smoke some ooh wee or they didn't got a fifth of fucking goddamn Jack Daniels, but they on there motherfucking talking about how they was motherfucking lying about this fucking R. Kelly shit. So let me tell you something right now. Yeah, because I know a couple of you ain't Fap, you already told me your side was shit. But
Mhm.
there's a couple of you that was motherfucking sold the idea that this nigga was telling the truth and this nigga was telling a damn lie. Just like this new nigga that come out here that's in the paperwork and shit like that. I think it's real motherfucking tacky as hell to have somebody like that speaking on your platform, and I don't give a fuck who the fuck it is. And I know you hear me.
I spoke on that. I'm like, wait a
I
minute.
mean, because my whole thing is this right here.
Oh,
How in the fuck is
that
that?
come
How,
from?
do you mean to tell me you willing to motherfucker take the time out and
Yeah.
talk to a nigga that seems to have played a very big part in this man's situation,
Well, she
and
said,
it's also connected to the BOP shit,
uh-huh.
and you never talked about that, but
She
you
said
want to talk
that,
to this
wait,
nigga.
wait, wait, wait. Let's kind of quote Sharon on that because she said that she only, first of all, it's a mystery about how she got in contact. Well, no, she says that she got in contact with, I don't know, she sent them. No. However, that's here, near, there, right? But the thing is that she asked him to come out to speak good things about R. Kelly. Okay, fine. But did you not know that there was a blemish on his record? Like you couldn't find nobody else that didn't have this type of blemish on his name before you have done so. Second of all,
But but you know something. But you know something, Pap. Let's pause it for a second.
okay.
How, how do you niggas even know if it was even him anyway? See, these niggas like to play games. They got people motherfucking like the step cousin who motherfucking want to make you fucking think that he talks to R. Kelly 3 times a fucking day. And I'm sitting here telling y'all right now, that nigga has not talked to R. Kelly since motherfucking April of last year. Facts.
Wow. Hmm.
He's not talking to fucking Miss Wimbush either. Facts. Now, if you think you're talking to fucking R. Kelly, you might just be fucking fooled by AI.
Yeah, I was about to say if that was happening, it that would be weird. Also, what do you mean you got cousin for the Levi talking to him on Mondays and telling his share of events, and then what Sharon Wimbush is calling on Tuesday, or he's speaking to her on Tuesdays, and she's sharing her share of events, and what R. Kelly's not knowing that those two are beefing with each other. That's some weird, awkward shit. Like to me, the conversation would go as such. Well, how are you and Sharon Winbush doing, with getting my information out? And how are my fans going, doing out there? But you don't get that. You don't get
Right.
that. And to me, that would be the sensible conversation that you would hear out in the public coming from people who said that they're supporting R. Kelly and saying that
But
they're in
instead,
communication with R.
what
Kelly. That's not what you get out here. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
but instead, what you get is from my point of view, from my set of spiritual eyes, is you
Mhm.
get continuous meetings in the boardrooms to
Uh-huh.
create diversions and narratives of
Uh-huh.
stories to
Uh-huh.
make you feel good and tickle your fantasy.
Mm. Then that's how the next episode is created. Like, oh, they be creating them, boy. They moving too fast though. I need them to slow down a little bit. Hold on, they be moving too fast. But that's the only thing when I hear we we're the real supporters. They the fake supporters. You ain't no supporter. If you are a supporter, to me, that is exactly what you should be hearing out here from all of them. So is it that I'm convinced R. Kelly don't know these goddamn people? I don't know what to say. I don't know. And but this has become their goal, and that is to keep the confusion. You see me sitting here saying, I don't know, I'm confused as fuck. But
Right.
I
I mean,
do
and
know
that's
this
that's the that's their main goal, and
exactly.
that's the reason why you got to understand. If R. Kelly's words was to
If he ain't
unconfuse the world about R. Kelly,
exactly,
their mission is to keep them confused.
exactly. And here's the thing. If R. Kelly ain't said it, I don't pay no attention to none of these people. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm just gonna wait for him. And if he chooses to not never talk or whatever, guess what? Then the storyline just gonna be empty, and I'm just gonna stay focused on how did he get there. I'm not focused on how these people in here got here and what their objective is, because I don't give a shit. I
Right.
really don't. I made up in my mind. There ain't no money. There ain't nothing you guys can go in there and take of R. Kelly's intellectual this or out of his whatever accounts, because I am sold that he has someone in his interest of taking care of his personal things, and that's key. So why the hell would I be focusing on that one, you or you? Somebody is in place already for that, so you can't do anything with that. I'm already convinced that R. Kelly has an attorney. I guess the time will have to tell whether if this is a good attorney that's working on his behalf right now, Bo Brinley, or not, because R. Kelly must have agreed for him to do the work because he
But
wouldn't
my
be.
whole but my whole thing is this right here. You have people who have been trying to critique, even when coming down to Miss Jennifer Bonjean,
Uh-huh.
trying to critique what their track record already speaks of. When they should have been doing that with fucking Nicole. That's what the
Man,
fuck you should have been doing. You should have been critiquing her fucking ass, because at the end of the day, don't think I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
I know that she was trying to entice R. Kelly.
Mhm.
You think I don't know that?
Well,
So my whole thing is, you think I don't know that she was motherfucking more interested in motherfucking trying to be a part of people's documentaries and shit like that, instead of motherfucking defending her fucking client?
mm, yeah.
That's who you should have been critiquing, nigga. Don't critique the ones who ain't fucking talking to you. Because y'all niggas had fucking first way dial in fucking services with Nicole Blank Becker. Facts.
Mm.
Now you know it ain't no lie. Now, the only question is, why the fuck was y'all talking to her when she's
Yeah,
supposed to be defending R. Kelly?
getting information on the inside because she was also embedded with Jane Doe number 5.
Yeah, because my whole thing is this right here. If anything would have mattered in the eyes of her as an attorney, knowing that that man's information was breached and it was under fucking investigation, that
Yeah.
shit should have been the first thing on her motherfucking mind when it come down to talking to you niggas.
Mm-hmm.
But
I,
no, it seems like she might have been involved with passing out the leaks her fucking self.
uh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, when you want to talk about conspiracy, see, that's why y'all niggas is talking so much. And you trying to get away from that theory? No, that shit is gonna motherfucking become real true very soon. You better hope that R. Kelly don't press the fucking go button on getting y'all niggas motherfucking round up for jamming his life and his career up like that.
Yeah, give him the clemency. Yeah. Give him the clemency. That's gonna get some scraping around here if he does get it by the if it. I'm just saying. They better not let R. Kelly out here, boy. It's gonna be a ghost town in this
I'm trying to tell you.
ghost. These big listen, everybody gonna grow wings, y'all. Like, well, our time is up. That's a wrap. I,
You cannot erase. I want to say this. I want to say this publicly.
yeah.
For anybody out there that continuously tries to cast away the legacy that R. Kelly has built for his life, you can't do it. He's done too much for not only himself but so many others. And I see people who are celebrating their pieces of music and stuff like that, and I see R. Kelly's name attached to it, and y'all niggas don't want to motherfucker give him a shout out. I see you. Trust me, I see you, nigga. I see you. It's fine. Because a lot of y'all have capitalized off of the gift that this man has brought into the musical world. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, that ain't none of my business. It ain't none of my business. But I'm very aware and I can see just like anybody else. I know y'all got social media platforms just like I got social media platforms. So my whole thing is this right here. Stop trying to erase that man's legacy, man.
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to tell you, just like they celebrated Aaliyah over there at the Essence Fest,
Mhm.
y'all try to make that shit real motherfucking dark for fucking R. Kelly, knowing that that woman can't speak for herself. And it's fine.
Let
I
me
ain't gonna talk a whole lot about it.
Mocha. Hi, Mocha. This is how I feel about that, and it just expressing my opinion, though, Mocha. You said that the judge gave RSK the option to drop Nicole. He wanted to keep her, and I'm going to pause that there because this is how I feel about this. If you had an attorney coming on board, and your attorney got close to or was getting acquainted much better with Jane Doe number 5. Let's just roll with me on this, Mocha, right? In a sense, you would keep that attorney hoping that the attorney, I don't want to say is trying to coerce or convince or anything like that, but also, checking with Jane Doe number 5 on what is the facts. Well, why, are you doing this to him? And did this stuff really happen? Right. And I think, unbeknownst to R. Kelly, it's kind of too late because he had then shared a lot probably with Nicole and a lot probably with Jane Doe number 5. And since things didn't turn into how R. Kelly may have hoped that it would turn, and that's with me saying some things for lack of words. You just got to try to read between me right now, right? Then, okay, well, you know what, Nicole, it's too late. He kept her, but then he set her down. So I agree with you in your part B with saying that, oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, R. Kelly made a bad
But
decision
but you know
with
something, Pat? You know
her.
something?
I
It's
think that
still
it was
it's
part
still
of a strategy, that he felt confident about, and it just kind of didn't work. Hi, Joy Joy. Yeah. So,
but you know something, Pat? The thing about it is the judge still should have did her damn job and dismissed Nicole off that
can,
fucking case because
can
she
the judge
saw the
do
fucking
that? The
conflict of
client has
interest.
to do that. The client has to do that.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
I know that. I get that, but at the same time, the judge can still overrule it. Especially if you see blatant conflict of interest in your face,
okay, so
you
you're
know.
saying that if the judge is sitting there watching something that could be a conflict of interest, her or him duty also is to not allow the defender to be harmed also. I got to protect his rights a little bit too. Is that what you're saying? That the judge should have balanced it
I mean,
out?
yes, because at the end of the day, guess what? That's what it all boils down to. R. Kelly's fucking rights has been fucking violated.
R. Kelly should have had a mediator there for him to convey that information also. And I believe he did at one point have one, right? This is when they should have asked for a recess or something, and somebody should have been mediated, took R. Kelly to a total different room. Hey, listen,
All I'm saying is this is all this shit is like some Law and Order shit. We've seen this shit on TV. And I
Yeah.
mean, I ain't saying this shit's supposed to be TV or nothing like that, but I'm saying we are well educated enough to know that certain things could have been handled way more differently in the
Mhm.
favor of R. Kelly. And
Mhm.
my whole thing is it didn't make anything any more better when you
No.
got people out here that has been out here acting as if they're advocating for R. Kelly, but
Mhm.
still playing a part of the mess by only talking about the messy shit, not talking about how his rights was violated. So my whole thing is if it was brought to the public
Mhm.
the first day of his fucking trial that his rights was violated and his information was breached, yeah, of course the fucking judge had to fucking be aware of it. I mean, yeah, it's yes, I can say yes, it was should have been. It's still up to the client to dismiss that. But when you see that the government witness is around the defensive attorney walking in with her and all kinds of shit. It's still photos out here online still that shows that. I mean, what do you how do you address that? Yeah, it should have been a mediator. So my whole thing is
And
that
like
should have been a
I
sidebar in the
said,
chambers.
have one. I don't know if that was for Chicago or New York, but at one point he did come with a mediator, and but like I said, I don't know how that kind of worked out. You know, mm.
It's
So
just it's just weird, man. It's still free R. Kelly.
here's where we are now, though. You know, all of that stuff should be the continuance of bringing awareness. So I roll with you on that. But how can we? How it can't get back there in this community. This community is only for self goddamn awareness of themselves. It's nothing, I don't know, like it's a shit and fucking giggle show, just like I called it. Like what are we doing this for? What are we doing this for? What's the need? How is exposing what anybody messages is between each other is going to free R. Kelly? It's not. So it's like it's just all a bunch of goofy stuff. How is it that all of the AI pictures that's being battled out here amongst each other is going to free R. Kelly? It's not. How is it that what's going on with the cousin Levi is planning on sending the Sharon Winbush to the penitentiary for saying obscure things about him is going to free R. Kelly? It's not, but he will double back to tell you, you wait and see. He will be getting released soon as possible, right after he get done saying that Sharon Winbush is about to go to penitentiary, or the Boski gun about to go to penitentiary. But then I like, you know what? Y'all keep playing on
So
the
so that's
path.
so that's crazy, right? So how is it that you're supposed to be for your supposed beloved cousin,
Mhm.
but you wanna lock up other people that supposedly support him too? That's weird as hell.
but in his words, these people don't support R. Kelly. These people are aligned with nothing but terrorists. I, I don't. I looked up what is a terrorist, and what I've seen happen and how people does not align to being a fucking terrorist. I'm like, what is I had to go fact check what the hell is a damn terrorist, because he's convincing me that if you call somebody a MF, or of course the incidents that they have with doxing each other, because they all were doxing each other, you know. So is that terrorist activity? I like, what is
I mean,
this shit was crazy. It's like we whatever they can think of and argue about and push out here, like it's supposed to be believable, and then the people that you should choose to follow. And I'm like, oh, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Yeah, I will follow y'all to laugh. I'm laughing my ass. I'm tired of
So
laughing, but
that's the only thing that you can do.
at this.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing you can do.
When we did the walk for chaos, not only that, Nisimo, Sharon Winbush, she went in on the walk for chaos. I'm like, you can't. But then who is this lady? Why would you tear
So
down?
so so again, you have to ask yourself, who who directed them to do that? Especially if you supposed to be supporting R. Kelly,
Uh-huh.
and you see a group of people that are marching, that are protesting, that are doing something positive, but
Uh-huh.
then you come back on the back. Oh, trust me, I know the ones who attacked. I
Yeah.
know the ones who attacked. So my
Oh,
whole thing is, why would you do that? What side? Who directed you to do that?
it's crazy. Go out there and say these negative things about these protests for R. Kelly that happened downtown Chicago, but because we are in an altercation or we're beefing at the time with a DJ Tyson or a Dubosky
I
gun,
can I can hear
let's
the
put
play.
some slander
Listen,
on
I
the
can hear the I
that
can
was
hear the discussion.
crazy.
Listen, I can hear the discussion in the boardroom right now.
Uh-huh.
At one point in time,
What's the
it was probably saying, "Listen,
mm,
I don't care who it is, y'all. If you see somebody out there supporting R. Kelly in any positive way, you
uh-huh.
need to go check them out. Send them to us first. We're gonna scope them out, see what they about, where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't know them, you can ignore them. But if
Mm-hmm.
they going hard, you
Yeah.
need to see
Go
how
get
you
him.
can disturb them.
Go get
See
him.
how you can disturb them. Go get them.
Sick them. Sick them. They making too much noise. I'm like, what? That's how I felt out there. Um, I enjoyed those protests that we had did for him, and I hope that he was greatly appreciated. And Greenberg had confirmed that at one point. So after that, I moved on. I didn't care what they were saying, after that. There's one thing that I do know, that all of the ladies that were down there, they not out here causing confusion in this community. And I
Right.
mean, it was over about 50, 60 goddamn ladies from the walk and the protest that was done amongst Dubosky and myself, right? They're not out here on these microphones causing any confusion, people. None of them. So how is it that that was a terrorist group down there, or this is what happened, or this was, how? They're not out here on the microphones. The people that are on the microphones are the people that are saying something negative about what went on down there. And that's because this is something that they put together to bring out here by what we're talking about, saying, who pushed these people out here to throw all of this negative stuff on something that was created in a good way for R. Kelly? People took all the time off from work, from their families, did all of that because some guys got into it. How did they get into it? With the Dubosky gun from that goddamn board, putting up people that he felt was suspect pertaining to some things. Hell, I even went up on the fucking board. He took me down. Like, I don't do with this shit, right? But that was out of anger, and I get that. But when he started that freaking board, and then he's now getting these interviews, and he's on the phone, and his nefarious argument with Angelo Clary, that was it. Firebomb, firecracker went off. They was coming left and right, left and right, left and right. Had he not done those interviews or anything, yeah, he would probably not be in these altercations or in this beefing with these guys.
Right.
But he went out on a limb, start arguing and calling Angelo names, and they're going loud at it. And next thing you know, you got him and Drunken Larry going loud at it. Then you got him and then Bookham going loud at it. And
Yeah.
then you got them going loud at DJ Tyson, and then DJ Tyson's son is involved. How that happened, that was crazy as hell, But anywho, that's another story. And it just took off out here, y'all. Now all of the hatred be gone. Everybody separating and ganging up on each other. We're here today with all of these allegations against them because Pap ain't in they shit. I just tell the stories.
All I know is anytime when y'all see that diagram on my screen
Mm-hmm.
and I show y'all the titles,
I
and you could
agree
almost
with that, Chance. Go ahead, Rated R. I hear you.
you should you should you should automatically know you should automatically should be able to pencil in some people's names, and some of them got multiple titles.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is those are the ones who's been out here amongst us in this community on social media that has been bringing the confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is if a lawyer didn't tell you to do it, then who the fuck told you to do it?
Yeah, basically. Because I mean, they was coming out like wildfire. Who is you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? They was coming out hard. And like I say, this is just my opinion. I feel like that everybody established their position, like Chan says, once the groups start to integrate, want to go visit this channel over here and have a dialogue, and this channel over there, and then also is the conversation and the Q&As that went on with Angelo being out here, Dubosky and so on and so forth. So, but there was no way that the integration wasn't going to happen because you had curiosities.
Right.
People wanted to go find out, who are you and what's this, and so I get it though, Chance, but right now it's just really messed up. And it was the control, and then somebody has to have all of the leadership. The leadership in what? You can have the leadership, but you can't have the leadership where there is attack on people that you're going to assume is not for R. Kelly without knowing. This is just your assumption. So people need to look up leadership because it's definitely not about control.
Right.
You work with people. You work with people, and for some reason they felt like that the people that they chose was going to be hard for them to work for, was going to be stealing money out their pocket or something. It's like, what the hell? No, it's all about R. Kelly. That's how they was coming at everybody. Like you were literally finna stick them up or take something, personal from them. But I don't know. All I know is I wait for the next episode because this shit is crazy. And
Oh,
then
it's coming.
sit out here and keep doing all of this nutty shit. I'm gonna keep sitting over here laughing at it because I have a heart here, so I can look up the truth. I can see what's going on. I can literally read to see that R. Kelly is not in a hole. He's not in the hole. But of course, if the more you keep saying it out loud, people will start to believe that, right? I don't expect for it to be corrected from his channel. Those are his people. So naturally so they'll let him say it, and they might not say anything, but they're not going to come in and say, well, hold on, that ain't what this says. No. And matter of fact, let's put this out here. The last time that he was in the hole, according to the information by real journalists out here, right, who's getting this inside information, it clearly said that when he went into the hole, it was because of a contraband. Allegedly, well, it ain't alleged because there's an article, right? Says that his cellmate had a number or something that was in the book, but because it was in the cell along with his cellmate, he got charged for that as well. Go and look up and see, well, did the cellmate go in the hole too? Because I'm pretty sure both of them ended up getting some time spent down there just for having that particular contraband. Is he down there forever for the action itself? What the hell has R. Kelly really done other than the information that Drunken Larry is putting out here that it's because of Sharon Winbush? Dig this. All of a sudden, this is a new narrative here. It's because of the motion They threw R. Kelly in the hole, and he been in there. He said for a year at first, but now he just wrote the motion up. Like what? Last month or something? Or 2 months? But you said he been in the hole for a year, and then you said the reason that he is in the hole is because of this freaking motion that Sharon Winbush convinced Bo Brittley to write up. Then which one is it? This is why I have the shits and giggles show.
What do you call a professional liar?
That shit didn't make no sense, Drunken Larry. You say he been in the hole a whole year. And then you turn around and said that it's because of Sharon Winbush in this motion that she had Bo Brittley to write up inserting any whatever information about Mundy. Well, that shit just happened. That motion literally just happened. So that year you talking about and the motion that just happened. Which motion? I ain't never known nobody to go in no fucking hole because got their motion was written up. I ain't never know like a piece of paperwork got R. Kelly put it in the hole. I'm just saying that's a new one on me. Now I'm gonna have to go and do a bunch of research and see if I can find a case law to see if there's another person out here that ended up in the hole for a fucking year over a motion paper. I could. Hey, but let Drunken Larry tell you shit. He know all the inside of what's going on. And I be sitting here like, no, don't do it, pal. Cause it's I can get some people to get in touch with some Butner people. In fact, it just ain't worth it. It's just not even worth it. I be getting asked, oh, hey, you want me to see what's going on in Butner? No, I ain't getting deep in that shit. Hell no. They'd be like, well, we can get you the information for us. Nope, don't want it. Nope, hell to the no.
No.
So like I say, it's just crazy, I respectfully, okay, Sharon and Kaleidoscope, they want to argue about being the next Baywatch out here. Fine. Like every goddamn AI, the damn titties are getting bigger and shit. I'm like, go. That shit
The
be
next Baywatch.
Listen, I don't know who. Listen, you both got your bikini wear on, and the boobs growing, and the ass is bigger. Okay, what is the argument about, really? What is the argument about? I thought I had some crazy argument. Shit, like, hold on. Okay, now she said this. Okay, now she
Let's
said
go.
that. Okay, all right. That picture is much fancier. Okay, well now that one got a better wig on. Okay, I can't. I can't get it. What you say, pal? The sad thing is everybody is believing Larry conning ass. Well, those are his people. Like I said, those are his people, and I get it. Also with Drunken Larry. Okay, let's put it on the line. Jennifer Bonjean and who else had got information and they put him in the paperwork. Okay, he's gonna say and do whatever it is that comes to mind because he don't want to be in that paperwork. He don't want further investigation on him. He don't want to have to be put into a position where if he is violating any of his stipulations from being released to get him back in jail. So I gotta sneeze. Oh, I'm cold. My air conditioner down here is cold as hell, right? So I can, I understand, why he do the things that he's doing. He is going to throw whatever he's got from the kitchen sink to protect himself, to keep the people who he argues with from manipulating or creating and sending in information so that a speedy investigation does not come and interrupt his life of what he's doing now. That's what. So he's fighting back. He's fighting back. He's fighting back. So I'm like, he's human too. He don't want to go back to jail. He don't want to have to be sued. But now he's talking about suing Sharon He on the warpath. Said he even went as far as pursuing R. Kelly. I don't, that part I don't get, because R. Kelly didn't say, well, put Drunken Larry in the paperwork. These are people that brought this information that his attorneys felt that was sufficient enough for them to add something in where, it can open the door to something else. I don't know. Is there some facts in there? Well, Drunken Larry admitted all his facts online. He said yes, that Jane 5 been to his home. Well, if there is there an argument to be made on that? Is it where now the public can say, well, wait a minute, isn't that considered witness tampering? Drunken Larry will argue against you. But on the other hand, technically it is. You knew that she was getting ready. She's in a trial. She's in a court. She's in this shit. Why would you want to have any connections to a person, like that? But of course, he will argue back at you that, if this is an alleged victim, then I'm here to help the victims. Now, where that lays at within what the law says with intimidating the witness, that's for the law to figure out, of course. But he will argue back like that. He will argue back like that. But I don't know. I asked myself, I wonder if with him doing all of the talking that he's doing, with attempting or purposely putting out Angelo information, right? Because he's setting the stage. He's setting the stage on it. Is this so that a door can be opened back up to where, you know what, we can go grab Angelo now, because Drunken Larry is spilling all the beans in the discourse of Angelo Clary? Then that would take all of the heat and the pressure off of Drunken Larry. One thing for sure, two things for certain. If they come and grab Angelo Clary, I'm just hypothetically speaking now, the tables are turning. Imagine this. Oh, Drunken Larry's going to take that stand against Angelo Clary to save himself. You can bet that. Now, we want to talk about something that could possibly free R. Kelly. Yeah. Let that episode play out. Let that episode play out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Drunken Larry's testimony on that stand against Angelo Clary will definitely free R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, but that's just hypothetical. That's just my imagination. Okay. Yeah. You say, well, they better go get Tim too. I think in an unrealistic way, I think this whole entire community, and I'll even include me, right, on the microphones, should be pulled into court. Everybody over here on these goddamn microphones should be pulled up in there to, you know what? That ain't gonna even matter either, because these people ain't scared to lie on the oath. They'll raise their head up and sit right there and lie their ass off. So I don't even know if that's gonna work either.
Shit, half of them already working for the government anyway.
It's so natural to them, it wouldn't even matter. Yeah, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth. The first thing is gonna be a lie. Because out here, think about it. Most people can't even tell whether if they're telling the truth or a lie now any damn way. So it don't even matter. It's just crazy. So what you say, astrologist says, seems like the play closet is trying to interfere with anything positive. I agree. It's like, when in the hell has he ever agreed to something something from anybody other than the drunken Larry? Name me some other than Bookham. Because he did get Bookham. Oh, and he actually just gave Kaleidoscope some acknowledgement. So maybe he getting ready to get added back into the intro over there. I don't know. I missed that damn intro. The intro was funny. The intro was funny. So he does acknowledge astrology, some things, credit to a book about some things. But it seems like that these guys only would credit each other once that person engages into the argument that they're in. That's the only time they're going to get credit. Like now. Bookham is now, for example, is engaging into his arguments or exposing with Sharon Winbush. There's a altercation going on with Cousin for the Levi and Sharon Winbush. What does the Cousin for the Levi says today? I caught maybe 10 minutes of it because I be doing this. This is what I do on that, that little line, that fast forward, bag up, fat. That's what I be using on that line. But he said, I didn't give a shout out, because the Bookham and, and the Bookham, but he ain't gave Bookham no acknowledgement in quite some time. Is he giving this acknowledgement all of a sudden now, since they fallen out because of him and JoJo had transparency in words that wasn't so nice? And then, of course, check it out. Bookham dropped the video like the day or two after that situation with the Cousin for the Levi and the JoJo. Bookham dropped something. And then Levi acknowledged something of Bookham after that. Like, what the fuck? Hold on here. Now, I know that Cousin Levi sits out here and doesn't try to have the intent of really hating people. He shows you that, men can fall out and have their things. And, he's, when it's right, I can call that out and I can respect that, but in real time, don't expect to see, I don't know, because these episodes turning like, the war of the world out here. But you remember that Booker was dropping out a little bit of Cousin for the Levi shit too. And that's when all of a sudden Kaleidoscope went over there and edited him out there during intro video. So who knows how this shit gonna turn? All I'm saying is Sharon Winbush at some point, but rated R keeps my head balanced with understanding that AI is out here, and who knows? I don't know, because this recorded audio was done with, what was his name? Ricky somebody. And in this video, he did kind of acknowledge, he says, well, yeah, she ain't been around in so long, but I did know, she was my nutritionist and she worked for several other artists out here. But like Rated R saying, we don't know. I don't know what's real, and I just don't know, But when I'm seeing this show being done by this content creator, I don't think that she's out here as much anymore. Natasha Simonia, it's almost saying, so what? They're playing on her too, because she is a definitely upright person. She does Instagram videos with her and her family before she, I don't, like I say, not out here as much anymore. But how do you think that she would feel to know that she been ran a hoax on? She's a stand-up person. She really is. But Bookham plays the part where she had the content with Tasha K on there. He wouldn't have found that one now. So to do the opposite of the message of what I kind of posted in my community, it's like, Well, why are we doing that one, Booker? Why you pick that one? So, but that's all I got for tonight. Other than, like I say, I wanted to see, and I wanted you guys to see that article with me because I did not know. Rated R, you did not answer that for me, but the article did say, not that it's important, but I would have liked to know the truth behind that because I like the I Admit. So, was it an unreleased album? I don't know if he's there or not. Rated R,
You talking about
I Admit.
you talking about the playlist album that they put together?
Yes. Well, it says, if it is it that song or is it that because it's
No,
1950.
well, if it's the song, see, this is where you gonna have somebody coming out, and I guarantee you,
So
just check.
that's
No, no,
right.
I'm about to bring it to you because see,
I just want to be
it was released.
clear what is considered unreleased music. This is
Okay,
music that R. Kelly has not put out himself.
so according to the narrative
Okay.
that has been put out there, when that song was released in 2018,
Hmm.
everybody should know that R. Kelly has an A&R. So I am assuming that R. Kelly gave this man, his A&R, the exclusive permission to release that song.
Okay.
Now, what you have seen since then is diversions of R. Kelly's music when it comes down to that particular song being chopped up into three parts and
Mm.
being presented onto a playlist album and all that. That is somebody else. Who is it? I can't tell you.
Right.
So, when you hear people talk about R. Kelly's music, and then you listening to them play his unreleased music on their channel, but
Hmm.
then want to point the finger at somebody.
Hmm.
Last time I checked, when you point the finger at somebody, it's three or four pointing right back at your ass.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Now, do you think that as with all of this muscle talking that Bookham does, that he would ever have a chance at getting close to a Keith?
No.
Me neither.
Matter of fact,
I think he
again,
blew it. If he
I,
did have a chance, he sure in the hell blew it.
again. It sounds goofy as hell to be going at somebody that you don't know.
Hmm.
How you talking about this man in a capacity, regardless if you had a conversation with him or not? Just because you had a conversation with a person once or twice, don't give you the ammunition to come publicly and act like you know them.
Him forever. But not only that, the one content that he did, to me, he was merging Keith in as if he was fraudulent. He was stealing from R. Kelly.
Well,
He
guess what?
he trust.
He's not the only one who has put that narrative out there either.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Oh,
else put that narrative out there? Wimbush. Again.
she did, she did. Him, Keith, and what's the other guy name start with a D that was wearing the dark shades on Instagram? The one, the guy.
Julius.
Julius. She did
Yeah.
both of them. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. You're right.
So
Now,
so
why
my
would
whole
she do Julius?
so
Why would she do him? What the?
again, how it's the same, it's I call it the R. Kelly effect.
Hmm.
Now, these people say that they know R. Kelly. Okay, well, how are you targeting the people that truly know R. Kelly, been around him, worked with him, all those things,
Hmm.
but you don't know them? You don't know them to the degree, to the point where you going publicly and saying that they're stealing from R. Kelly, or Keith, his longtime friend. He is first of all, why are I don't understand what is allowing people the mental space to go so personal, to be worrying about R. Kelly's POA.
Hmm.
Why are you worrying about his POA?
No, that is it's just weird. But hold on, hold on. That is weird though. But however, The POA knows he's the POA. I mean, the same question could be asked. So, why is the POA having conversations with people who shouldn't have meant well enough to be given certain type of information?
Well, I think
We can
I
look at it
think
from that angle too, because I
I
do.
mean, I think at the beginning you saw him trying to play a part of, putting some balance in the air when it come down to his long life friend. But then you saw how quickly he moved away from that
Yeah.
because it was being misused.
All right, I can accept that. You're right. I mean, if you got a community out here, and R. Kelly does have a POA, maybe there is no foul play done for him to say, well, okay, well, let me. This person is trying to contact me. Let's see if I can shed a little information or answer some questions for them. So I get that. But once the POA start peeping in through the window real good, then I can see you saying, yeah, he got the hell on back. This ain't what I thought it was. So
And I think you have some people who maybe innocently got caught up into that mix as well, and
mhm,
some of them probably had to had to maybe force themselves out of the YouTube space or the social media space, all because of the misuse of certain things.
yeah,
Like, let's keep it 100. Like, people had little side projects. We haven't seen them side projects now, have we?
no, nope. What happened to him? he's, so, he's so silly. I'm just saying, a lot of them did. I don't know. I mean, they got shut down. What? Bolted out?
I,
Locked
I,
up? What? Okay, but uh, my message for the people that I have and I always will have for you, like they say, do your research. I read all this stuff. Let's all come out here and have a whole goddamn classroom on it. But I don't believe half of shit that I done heard out here. I wish the hell I would. It's hard for me to do so. You know why? This is how you know when Pap don't believe it. I laugh. Okay? It's something that triggers my laughing bone because that's telling me that something ain't right with this. Something ain't right. And they tell you to use your common sense. I don't think that they expect for you to use your common sense on them, though. That's the problem. And that's what they don't like. Don't use it on
right.
me. Just use it on what I'm telling you, and based off of my narrative and the characters that's inside of my narrative. That's what they want you to do. So you just have to learn. Well, you guys know, y'all some grown ass damn people in here. But guess what? I got to go get this beauty sleep.
Yeah, me too, Pap. I appreciate you allowing me to come up here, man, and speak a
Absolutely.
little bit. I was on my way back from, man, I had a long day myself. I was up at UVA for
Hmm.
most of the afternoon, and I just now got home from that. So I'm about to rest up and get my day ready for tomorrow. Well,
Yeah.
it's already tomorrow here. It's y'all time. You got about 30 minutes before it's 12 o'clock y'all
I
time.
didn't realize that as we get older, you kind of really don't. I don't as much. I just let my day flow for whatever it is like. But now I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go. For instance, I'm up every day pretty much by 6:30, no matter what time I go to bed, right? But it doesn't bother me. It's like, oh,
Right,
thank you, Jesus. I'm up. Okay, what we
right,
got today? I don't go on most of my day when I'm at work or whatever to be like, dang, I've been up for like 8, 9 hours. I don't.
right.
I start to, mentioning something about the day when I know, okay, I need to be laying down now. I don't complain about how long I done been up. I just make use of
Right.
that day. I
And
really,
that's just that's something that I'm when your body starts to get used to that, you don't you get the rest that you need, and you do it all over again.
Then the day that you want to get some extra rest, it'll come.
Yeah.
I'll grab it then, It's what it is. So, but y'all know what? Anybody else? Nobody else want to come up? And guess what y'all got to do? Hit the goddamn like button. Because I only just, I'm glad Rated R came in to give me some conversation tonight, but I also just kind of wanted to get into. I hope this argument isn't about the royalties. It doesn't seem like that there's no royalties for them to get. It doesn't seem like that there's nothing from his masters that they can get a hold of. Now, the only thing that could be floating around now is, like R. Kelly stated also, is making money or, retrieve for retrieving unreleased music or something like that. He didn't go into the specifics totally about what his intellectual property that was left behind, but Keith assured people whatever was left after they done ramshacked the place, he secured it. And but Book of, like I say, tells you otherwise. Don Russell then took off with the masters and he gone. But R. Kelly got a whole power of what out here, it ain't gone too damn far. Okay. That's just all I'm saying. Unless, time and preparation has to be prepared. Let's just leave that there. And I'm sorry because y'all sure ain't seen the godson get up off his ass and go rescue not one master. Nowhere. Again, that tell you right there, he ain't trying to go to jail. He Booker ain't risking shit. He'll talk about it. Booker ain't chasing down no goddamn masters. No, so get his ass caught up over in Cali, fucking with Don and that goddamn storage over there. If he won't go see what happened to him. He know that. He ain't crazy. He know he would have been went. But see, R. Kelly ain't appointing him as no nothing. He can't go. He can't go do shit. All he can do is just talk about it. That's it. So we have to let time and preparation fall into play. He has a power of attorney. And not only that, there's still, I truly believe, I don't know this to be true. I still believe that R. Kelly still do have some good or, powerful vocal people behind the scenes on his side. Everybody ain't left that day.
I believe so too. I mean, because there is some positive talks out there about R. Kelly. I've been seeing it. I've
Yeah.
been observing it. So all this shit that these people are putting out here on YouTube, man, I laugh at it. I laugh at it because it is some people that are. And let me tell you something. I want to say this before I go.
Mm.
Y'all stop remixing these motherfucking stories. You hear me? Y'all acting like fucking Bow Wow just came out and did a fucking interview with motherfucking Shannon Sharp about fucking R. Kelly. That shit was so fucking last year. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, before you go, did you see the community board? I do want to play this. Well, I can't play the music, but okay. So I came across, and I'm not trying to do shade or any negative view on this, but what did you think about Chris Brown on stage at these concerts with this girl tied up on stage? And if you can recall, R. Kelly had a scene similar to it, right? And it was Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
But he got so much backlash about that now because, of course, Kitty came out and did her documentary or her interview when she was sitting at the radio station she used to work at. But when I tell you that it's the same acting.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy because, while you speaking about Chris Brown's performances, I have to look at another R&B
Oh, there's
singer
another.
that another R&B singer that had a dispute with R. Kelly a few years back.
Mhm.
And some reason the society has embraced his lifestyle but condemned R. Kelly of the same shit. And I'm talking about none other than Neo.
Really? But how?
So if Neo can have multiple girlfriends and shit like that, and let the world know that he got rules and shit like that in place, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck are y'all so selective when it come down to R. Kelly?
Why was it R. Kelly? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fact. I did read that article that, yeah, he has multiple
Yeah,
girls.
like so my whole thing is if these that's
Yeah,
the
but
thing that
he
really.
probably don't have multiple jealous girlfriends of each other.
No, the whole thing is that he sat down with a well-known radio host.
Uh-huh.
My whole thing is, so y'all didn't think about wanting to sit down with R. Kelly, but you sat down with this man and he goes over his situation.
Mm-hmm.
And let it be known that everyone is in agreement and there is some rules in place and stuff like that. Oh, but when you talked about R. Kelly with the shit, you made the shit sick.
Definitely.
But now, guess what? One of the number, and I haven't seen it yet, one of the number one Netflix shows on TV is that what? That polygamous, whatever the hell that shit is called,
With
where
all
you
the
have multiple partners and shit.
yeah, with all those couples. I turned from that shit though. It was disgusting. I was like, what the?
See, so my whole thing is,
Watch you. Hold on, Red. Now this one was with a big, well dressed white guy, right? And I mean, like he had three. They one can't do this. They have to make sure they call them when they leave out the house. They got to let them know when they come. They got to be at the kitchen table all at the same time. They got to get their dress wear confirmed. Like, is this okay? Can you know? And I was like, what the fuck? I, but I get it. People choices, right? You pick and choose how you want to do your life, but I,
it's crazy.
it exists and it's promoted. It's being shown right out here on. I came across it on YouTube and I was like, oh, well, what is this? And then my eyes got big. Y'all are submissive to what the fuck going on with this? I had to turn rated R because I don't let stuff like that get in my head. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, so my whole thing is like, I mean, again, I ain't trying to judge nobody for anything in their life. Whatever floats your boat, that's you.
Mm-hmm,
But my whole thing is when I think about it now, I think about what if all this shit was made up?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
What if all this shit was made? There's no supporting evidence of motherfucking and I'm not, even trying to make this a topic, but there's no supporting evidence saying that motherfucking Azriel or Jocelyn was this man's girlfriend like that.
mm-hmm.
That's just a fucking narrative that was put out there.
Well, hold
Yeah,
on.
they show.
Hold
Yeah, they
on.
show some videos.
R. Kelly
Birth.
did, go on there with the day he did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, but I know it was footage. But let's keep this real though.
You shouldn't have
There
seen
was no there was no damaging footage out there of
no.
him
I agree with
of
you
the
on that.
things that was reported in the media, making it seem
I
like
agree
he
with
was
you.
this monster. The way that we seen other celebrities,
Mhm.
hint hint,
But hold on, let's bag up for a second. Because when he said that he, that they are my girlfriends, right? He said that under the notation that they loved him as well. This was
right,
said and produced prior to Jane 5 doing the flipping. Okay.
right.
So let's put that on the record. So rightfully so, I can see him saying that. Also, I don't know at that time because I don't have that timestamp whether if the age was correctly identified. I don't because I don't follow a timeline. But
Well, my whole thing is, what's crazy is when we all come to find out is that both of those ladies were well over age in
well, take
2006
care.
in 2016. If that young if Jane Doe number 5 was 19 years old,
Mhm.
there's no way that she should have been put on the stand to make it seem like she was 17 years old when in fact she was 19.
Yeah, and I think Bonjean tried to engage or, in an argument with that. But I also believe that the prosecutors strategically, along with um, Donnelly, something that they didn't allow.
And Pap, on your next show,
Yeah.
and it's I don't really want it to attach with R. Kelly, but I want to say something. It's always been a stigma with the older guys with younger women, but you want to know something that I've been seeing the uptick with? I've been seeing the uptick with cougars. I've been seeing a lot of older women with young men, and you don't see the outlash or the backlash towards them like you see with the men. Why is that?
I think that we can get away with it in the court of law as long as they're over 18, that we'll just argue that they just keep us young. That one right. Scratch that, please. Scratch that from the See, I can't fool with you too. I mean, as long as me preferably held to the no. I know.
No, I mean I put that out there because I think it's a well known celebrity that's up in the age a little bit, that's I think dating Beyonce's sister's son.
Oh, I thought you was going to be talking about what's her name, Luana, that's dating baby. What's his name? Um, I'll be sure.
Oh yeah, oh, you talking about Lunel?
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, that's a gap too.
That's a big gap.
So I mean, the thing about it is, like, I know love is love. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even gonna sit there and try to crack jokes about it. But
Or
what I do know
is
is
it
that,
love or
listen,
is it lust?
I mean, it could be both.
Could
But
be a
what I do know is
exact
that you hear less backlash when
uh,
it's a woman than when it's a man.
facts. That's facts. That's true. So
Because I mean, look, him has been all ever since, we could say ever since Robert Kelly has been incarcerated, and you want to, talk specifics about, age gaps and shit like that. They've been doing a whole lot of promoting with a lot of different age gaps, no matter what age, creed, or color. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? They have been showing that amongst us on social media. Some of the people who are in relationships, with each other. And I'm gonna tell you something else that's been. I can't believe nobody in the network is talking about this weird shit going on with Tigger.
Um, somebody's. Who did I see broadcasting it? Might have been Spitting Fire. I think she might have touched on it a little bit, but um, yeah.
Is it? But you know what I narrowed it down.
What's the?
We're living in this space where um there's Hollywood, and then there's Black Hollywood.
Uh
We're in the matrix. We're caught in the matrix of this Black Hollywood. And I don't know who's participating. I don't know who's a part of it. But none of that shit with the whole Tigger shit looks real to me. Number one. Number
yeah.
two, they're in the
But
center
they
of,
said that they arrested the baby mom.
I mean, and I mean, who's to say that none of that shit is in agreement?
They say don't
Which,
believe everything you read.
like, so my whole thing is they're down there in the mecca of the Black Hollywood entertainment in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Was this a domestic violence or kidnapping?
This was some bullshit.
So that's a bad. What you rounded it up to? You rounded it up to
This is some bullshit. You're
bullshit.
not gonna sit here and tell me this is the same man that interviewed fucking Gerald Griggs, the same nigga who fucking sat in a fucking room full of people and told people that they had to fucking create narratives
hmm
on R. Kelly, nigga.
hmm Now, isn't this something how what goes around comes back around on you?
You see what I'm saying?
They said, if you ain't got nothing good to say about R. Kelly in a spiritual way, you might want to shut up because he's anointed, he's covered by the blood and all this stuff. But somehow it seems like that's exactly what's been going on. Like shut up because something gonna happen to you. You better be quiet. So
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just that's what it looks like. It looks like some
So you don't
we
think that it's actually true?
nah, I don't. I really don't.
Somebody just script this all together too.
Listen, man, these
Why?
fucking Black Hollywood.
Big Tigger
Why?
needed some attention now.
I
Was
mean,
he fading back from the spotlight? Like why?
I what you have to ask, what is this shit for? Maybe it was a skit. See, this is the thing which I don't like about social media,
Mhm.
because all that shit could have been a skit formulated for something that's going to be promoted on another platform.
Or on a Lifetime show,
Yeah, exactly.
a B movie,
A Tubi movie.
to be.
You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, you can't really read into that shit because I mean, yeah, what you starting to see now in society, even with regular people, they're using their lives as content to grab that little money that the fucking Meta platform is paying out.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is Tigger, he's established. You know what I'm saying? Legendary status with Rap City in the basement. You
Yeah.
know, radio host personality, all that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever in the background he got going on, do you think he's gonna fucking share the world? What the fuck he got on? No, none of these people who are in the entertainment space is gonna fucking come out here and tell you what the fuck they got cooking. They're gonna fucking make you illude. It's called an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make you think this is going on to make you buy into it.
Got it.
Even if it seems like they're gonna get in trouble, I guarantee you that when it's all said and done,
Mm-hmm.
that shit's gonna go away. You're not gonna hear shit else about it. Or even if it do go to court, you guarantee it's gonna is all that shit still balance out to dollars somewhere down the line. I
Mm-hmm.
just know that we're in a weird space when it comes down to us colored folks, people of color, because a lot of us are being targeted and being put in this weird ass space in this quote unquote Black Hollywood entertainment just for fucking clicks and views or some type of fucking viral moment.
Mm-hmm.
How do you defeat that? We can't. But common sense, which seems not to be common anymore, it can really pay a lot of dividends to defeat a lot of foolishness that's in front of our face.
Wow.
We've been losing way too many people. And I mean, I respect content creators. I know the content creators that be putting in the time, effort, and work to make people enjoy what they do. You see what that guy Drewski is doing. You see people like Skin Bone. You see, you know, a lot of people who put in effort, Lou Young and B Lynn, who put
Mm-hmm.
in effort recreating scenes from, you know, Power and stuff
Sometimes
like
I
that.
think that they go overboard,
Some do.
like the situation that's going on with the what is it, the guy that just mysteriously drowned. What's the black boy name?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And so I was watching a little bit. Actually, it's probably about my second time with Don Lemon or something.
Hmm.
And it's not just him. It's just the ongoing, and it goes on and on and on. And I get it. They got these podcasts, they got this and got that. And Willie D just jumped on board with it. And I'm looking at them, hell, y'all getting 834,000 views and shit. Like, what? So
All you
that
got to do,
I
all you
just,
got to do, check us out. Check us out. Here the name of the game.
oh,
Y'all ain't gonna like this network. All you got to do is send a mass email out
mm-hmm,
that you going live. That's how you gonna get your views.
oh, no, I don't want to do that.
And so and some of those views are bots.
Right here. I'm good. No, I'm right. I'm not ready to do that. I just like to talk to the people that just come here. But my thing is like they're still investigating it. I get it that the parents want answers. They're not settling for how quickly the police investigators wanted to close the case. I can respect all of that, but my thing is just to me, the more you come on and you doing this every day, the more your speculatory growth gets. It just gets longer and longer, like it did over here, right? The more
Right.
we talk about it, the more they would speculate, the more conspiracy theories would come out, and now all of the confusion starts. Now you got to try to untangle this stuff, and then for the most part, if you've been out here saying so much things that is hit and miss, not right, now they get to the truth. How could you come back and clean up all of these goddamn theories you thought? Well, yeah, like, and to me, it's like, okay, you talk about it. Wait for an update actually from the official people who are actually embedded in it, the attorneys, maybe the investigators from the police department, and then you come back and you say something. But they don't do that. It's like they just build the story every day without the paperwork or the facts
That
being
and see
good.
that's the question. That's the question that I have been asking internally to myself.
Yeah.
Is this the new route of journalism?
Yes.
Because if so, it sucks. There's
Yeah.
no integrity. There's no integrity whatsoever.
Now I've been trying to watch the Charlie Kirk's trial also, but I think I don't know, it was a lady up there yesterday or something. So, but I end up this is too much right now because I think I'm a couple of days behind. And you know what? Court trials really, I don't know, they don't hold my attention that long. I don't even know how the hell. I know Cynthia would get up every day to run down to a goddamn car. I can sit through that shit like that. Nolan Wells, that's his name. I ain't no way in the hell. It's hard for me to make somebody else's trauma
Your trauma.
my trauma. I can get the gist of it through the headlines. Okay, I just kind of want to hear a few bullet points to it, and then I got to move on. Every day, I come deal with your shit every day. So I guess it's shout out to the journalists that chose that field of work, but
Yeah, but my whole thing is when you choose that field, and see that's let you know that the journalists are in some type of I hate to say it, but it is what it is. They're
you
in some type of brainwashing mechanism
uh,
system too.
mm,
Because my whole thing is, how is it that you're willing to give the people one piece of a report, but you won't give them the other side?
mhm, mhm.
And at the end of the day, if you're going to work at it like that, at least there should be another set of journalists that should be able to cover the backside of the report.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is that's what brings the confusion out here. Like, let's keep it real. Last week, tell me, I
Mm,
know y'all saw it. I know y'all saw it because immediately after it was broadcasted on the news of these two people at the fucking Empire State Building. First of all, how do you think that? How do you really think that they fucking went up there by themselves and nobody fucking recognized them? That's some bullshit. As much as fucking New York has been on lockdown since fucking 2001, do you absolutely think that just anybody can go up that motherfucker by themselves?
oh, I wouldn't think so. No.
And then not only just get up there, but go to the very fucking tip top.
Mm-hmm.
And I can almost guarantee you, regardless if those two individuals got arrested or not, you'll see that clip
Yeah.
on a motherfucking television series somewhere because they said they was daredevils from Russia or some shit. I don't know.
Please.
But
What about
my whole thing is this right here.
yeah.
It's those things because I'm listening to them as they reporting and they're acting like they don't know how they got. Oh, I hope they're careful. I hope they don't fall. It's when the wind is blowing so hard.
Build it.
Shut the fuck.
That's how they build. Mocha says, spot on about the Nolan Wells. I'm just saying, Mocha, I wish, like, can we wait until some more officials come out and more of the paperwork, more of something, but they don't. They build all of this massive theories, or I don't, and then it just confuses up a whole lot of mess. I'm like, really? And I agree with you about Ben Crump. You, respectfully, fine. Attorney, this is a civil rights attorney. This is who these people chooses also. But at some point, I looked through the window of Ben Crump and I'm like, is this exploiting? What are we doing here? I listened to him cut the parents off at some time because they have to stay into the a line of what his message is being put out, right? But is this how in the Ben Crump? So all of the other attorneys in the firm, they're doing the work. I get that. So he's only what the face of the spokesperson. Because and how does he's got so many cases right now? He's involved in this other case where the other black young guy, drowned or something at the same. So now he's in that one. So is it that he just comes out to put the main narrative, out and what his job is and why he's there, and then everybody else does all of the work behind the scenes?
Well, it's history repeating itself, Pap. Because if you go back to the early '90s, one of the biggest trials outside of the Mendez brothers for urban America was O.J. Simpson trial, and at the time, the hottest attorney on the market was Johnny Cochran. Now, the
Uh,
only thing that I can tell you is that when you start seeing repeated cycles, people limit themselves instead of honing into their own identity. They'll
mm,
go back, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what I'm about to say, but
mm,
they'll go back and they'll study people who was here before us or in the midst of us and try to take their skill set and try to mirror it so it can be a sense of some type of revolution out here in society. And I'm trying to tell you, for real, it's still misleading.
mm,
It's misleading because we've seen that already. There's not going to be another Johnny Cochran.
no.
Okay. So when you see people who are studying or understudying, and I'm not saying that could be the very well case. This man could have been an understudy to somebody like a Johnny Cochran. So I'm not going to sit there and say that he's wrong for it. But when we see that, a black face on almost every major situation that's a tragic moment that's happening in our country,
Uh-huh.
you got to look at it underneath the motherfucking skin a little bit, just like the Black Lives Matter movement,
Well,
because
it's
that shit was a scam too.
saying that, in contrary to what Mocha put in the chat, that he doesn't care about anyone. No one he talks to about ever gets the justice of probably what they deserve. But I say that to say this: when it comes to him, are they just being selective, Mocha, because this is all they have as far as being the loudest civil right uh, black attorney out here, opposed to what Rated R just mentioned? There is not another Johnny Cochran, right? So this is all they have. But you said black folks fall for the okey doke of it. Well, what else? What other choice do they have? Who else do you have out here as vocal and share the same background as far as color? Who else do they have? So I agree with both of you guys, because Rated R, like you said, is there another one out here like Johnny Cochran? Is it? Okay, well, let's fast forward. Who is out here? Probably not uh, in a sense like a Johnny Cochran, but he's labeled as an attorney right now, a civil rights attorney. Who else do they have? Who else do your black people have that can stir up a whole bunch of fuss?
Right.
So, I mean, does he put fire up underneath investigators where a case needs to be looked further into, where the domination is off? You got more white people over here, and this is involving one black boy. Who's going to fight for him?
I
So,
mean, if that's the case, shit. Somebody should have reached out to motherfucking Ben Crump, to be a voice for R. Kelly. Because at the end of the day, let's not act like you didn't try to add a black face at the end to try to motherfucking
who
play that type of role.
who was that? Wait, oh, the can
Mm-hmm.
the cannon. Okay.
Right. So, and the thing about it is not bringing no knock on him or nothing like that, but the reports that came from out of the courtroom and the things that he presented to the court, it's same level as what we're talking about when it comes down to a Ben Crump. My
Mhm.
whole thing is this right here, you know, and not even trying to switch back to the Kales thing, but I notice ain't nobody, try to sit down with Kanik and really get his thoughts and views on everything since he was handed an assignment in such a short notice.
Mhm.
But my whole thing is this right here. Sometimes
Hold
we
on.
do get,
Pause. Mocha. He said that he took that case pro bono. So what do you have to say about that? Go ahead, rated R.
um,
He did.
sometimes we have to remind ourselves that, we can get thrust into the fire to be a voice or a face to represent something. And I believe maybe on the behalf of somebody like a Devereaux Cannett,
Hmm.
who was thrust in the fire for Robert Kelly at the last minute. I mean, he would have had to been like a Superman to try to, to stir things up more than what they were to have a real fighting chance. Not saying that he didn't when it come down to what he delivered in the courtroom, because I know it was a lot of people who was advocating for how he delivered things in the courtroom. But the
Gotcha.
thing about it is, man, like, you know, when I see the comments she put in there, black people fall for the okey doke,
Uh-huh.
you know, some of us do. Because let's keep it real. Was there a black attorney on Diddy's team?
No. Were there no three? No. Was it? No, I didn't see any. I, why you laughing? Did y'all see any
I
black?
say no. I'm saying that for a reason.
Yeah. Hey, Harlem Boo. Okay, I get it. No, we didn't.
Okay, so
But his case wasn't a civil. Wait a minute. Wasn't civil rights case. Does that matter?
no, it don't matter. I
No,
mean, for real,
Harlem
for
said
real.
he had two. Harlem said he had two. Two
But
black.
they wasn't the face. They wasn't the lead. They
Okay.
wasn't they wasn't the ones that were pushed out front to
Hmm.
speak. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about the nature of his. That's the reason why, even when it comes down to Robert's situation, the aggressive approach with a Steven Greenberg seemed to be right.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think you would have been able to got that an approach like that. I'm not saying with a black an attorney, but we're looked upon so differently. So, yeah, you had Daryl Johnson being a spokesperson for R. Kelly, but he had a track record himself. That's the reason why Don Lemon doing fucking podcasts. And I hope you hear this, Don, because you hosted a fraud on your fucking show at CNN. So my whole thing is this right here.
Hmm.
That didn't go nowhere.
Uh,
And even when you did, when Kanik was brought on for Robert, his voice at that time didn't even matter because everything was already positioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I look at yes, Diddy situation way is for the charges similar. He got away with not being. I mean, I'm not saying he got away, but he didn't get charged with the Mann Act or racketeering. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference between him and motherfucking Robert Kelly? There's something wrong there. Obviously, his attorney's done something to prove that that's not what his situation was. On the other hand, dealing with Robert, well, it seemed like his attorney was working against him, and somehow did the outcome. And still to this day, the court did not prove that man of having a racketeering charge. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, like
So
you
for Diddy to have only a 50-month sentence
mm-hmm.
versus a R. Kelly
30.
31 years. I say this before I leave, Pap. Thank you again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that the Justice Department, the President of the United States, accepts what was put out there in the news and grant that man clemency
Yeah,
and free R. Kelly, man. That's all I got to say.
absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, justice for RK, I find that to be a trusted channel for him, his Instagram page. You know why? Because, well, I don't know who's behind that. I don't know whether if it's male or a female. I have no idea. All I know is that that person has been very consistent with what's going on in transparency between R. Kelly, the courts, and his attorneys. That's there's no other bull crap in the mix on his page. Just whatever's going down the pipe about R. Kelly. So that's kind of who I like to wait on to see, what's going to be posted behind that. Harlem said it's a female. Okay, good to know. It's like I don't know. I never did care as long as that there's no, discrepancies. There's no malarkey on there, and it's not. It's just clear cut postings. This is what's happening. Bam, done, gone. So that's why I always I'll wait and get a notification, then I'll just kind of go look at it. Now I know, now I can move on. Now what's gonna happen since that dropped out here? We get I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I'll get to log on and put on my binoculars and see which 4 or 5 clowns about to argue about this. Okay, why they feel this ain't right and this ain't gonna happen and they over here and look. This is exactly probably what would happen within the next 3 days. Somebody's gonna read it. They're either gonna find something wrong with it or something, and that's just what they do out here. And I'm like, okay, whatever, or take credit for it.
That's right.
They'll argue about who dropped it first and second and third.
I've
Like,
been
oh,
said this shit years ago. And
exactly.
go find the old video.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I thank you guys for, chit chatting it up with me and Rated R tonight. I appreciate it. But y'all know me. I like to bring my insight and tell y'all the stories, even though y'all know it, but it's more funnier when I tell y'all. Because I got to put this together for y'all. This is what happened on this episode. And that is where we are now. I don't know if we'll ever get to the finale of them taking down each other. But there is, like I say, the Bosky rang that alarm. When one go down, they all gonna go down. And right now, they're going to always visit the safe base. That's the home plate. They gonna swing the bat. They gonna run around the diamond. They gonna make it back home. Then they settle down for a minute
They
and two.
definitely gonna be in the boardroom tonight.
Ain't it? Yeah. So, but Thank you guys, for sharing your thoughts. It is now coming up on what, 12:30 over there?
Yeah, man. I am about to be gone. It's about to be 1:20 over
Listen,
here, my time.
I can go to bed at 4 and I'm still up at 6. What's wrong with you? I don't let the now, don't get me wrong, about noon or 1 o'clock, I'll be walking around with one eye open. What's wrong with you? I'm tired. So back in the days, I used to pay for it being on this stuff.
Right.
I used to pay hard at work because I'm at work like I can't believe I set up on this thing till some 4-5 in the morning. So I don't do that no more. It's not even worth it no more. I mean, my next day used to be so tiresome, you guys. I'm like, nah, no. Y'all have a good night. We are up out of here, Rated R. Now don't
Yes, ma'am.
out because Rated R still pushes his R. Kelly music, and celebrating of R. Kelly over there. So when you have time, hit your notification button soon and come on over and listen to a little bit. He still be pumping and pushing him out there.
That's
Then of
right.
course he got a little bit of pap in him when he got to get in his unrare form. Oh,
It's going down, baby. You know that.
going down.
But yeah, y'all can check me out, man. Free R. Kelly Friday.
Beauty high, because she in the chat screaming. I said, hey, you are on
Hey.
2 hours. How long we been on here? 3. We've been on
Yeah,
here
3 hours.
3 hours, and
Well,
you want
you
us
probably been on here longer than that.
to say, hey,
The whole
like
time.
we waking up, like we just woke up. No, we about to go to bed. We going to bed. Love you, girl. Harlem, thanks for showing up. Mocha, appreciate you. Astrology, and who else came through? I can't shout him because I don't even be reading about it. Nisimo, Wanda, Joy, thank you, girls. And guess what? Chance came through too. Hit the like button on y'all way out. Peace. I am out of here.
Check
Bye.
y'all Friday. Free R. Kelly Friday, baby.
R. Kelly Friday. Oh, I think that's it. Is it? Am I off? Am I off in screen? Yeah.